Good evening, good evening. Good evening, good folks on the Just Your TV set. This is
What's up, party people in the building?
8 o'clock in the East, 7 o'clock in the Central Time Zone.
What's up?
And this is the Guys Podcast. We got a lot of people out. Let me just go ahead and shout them out, get them out the way right now. Shout out to Sean out there, and I think he's in Islamabad somewhere chilling. Back in the Marine Corps. I'm sorry to break the news to Ingrid, but yeah, he is definitely back working with the DOD. So yeah, shout out this way. Shout out to the homie Merv. Shout out to the homie Mark. Shout out to Tina B. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Hold on. First and foremost, tell you what you got the solo cup? What you got going on in the cup, man? What you drinking on?
Look. If y'all don't know, it's a Douce.
Oh, okay. Right here. That's how we doing on Hump Day?
He fancy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
He is fancy tonight. I hear that.
So, how's your Wednesday going? I mean, you with the Douce on a Wednesday?
Right. Let us know what's going on with you. Say something.
Let me put that cup down for a little bit. Wednesday's going good.
For real.
Yeah, Wednesday's good. I just needed, a little drink,
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Take the edge off. Take the edge off.
Okay, Cuzzo, how you doing? Is you drinking on something too as well on a Wednesday?
I am. It's Hump Day, y'all. What's up? I'm drinking from my cup. I went to a wine and food festival this weekend. It was my birthday. I'm 41. I made it. Thank you, Lord, for another year.
That's right.
So I'm drinking out of my wine and food festival cup, my Stella Rose, my good old faithful. Fighting audio issues all of a sudden. This new update, y'all. I don't know. I love Apple.
Oh, the iOS update?
I'm team iPhone, but this iOS 15 has messed my sound up all of a sudden. So I have to go back to the old school ways. Got to keep the headphones just in case.
Damn.
The pods are not working, so I got to take it back to 1988 with the
you know what? I read something that there's a firmware update for the pods. I don't know how. I didn't even know that it could update, but I guess you might have to plug it in and update it. But yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know, but I don't know. One monkey don't stop the show, so I pulled out my little.
You ain't lying.
It never does.
We good to go.
No, never.
Shout out. We got Sam and Trey in the building tonight. So far, they speaking. They got manners. Those my peoples. Y'all
welcome,
talk to them nice.
Welcome.
But I'm
thinking, nice.
Y'all know how I do. I'm taking the standard. I ain't got.
Oh, there we go.
Standard.
I mean, come on.
Summer citrus.
Summer flavor.
Never go wrong. I mean, it ain't summer no more, but
it's still Ciroc season.
Citrus.
I mean, it's still
Ciroc
degrees every day outside. So
always.
It ain't.
Oh man,
it ain't
look.
until it's cold.
Always.
What's
up, Nick J? What's up, Nick J?
Your profile picture is fabulous. Don't put that in. You need to get up. You need to come to the stage. We need you backstage. But anyway, we gotta really. Before we get it all out, we're going to shout out everybody. We'll shout out everybody viewing out there on Facebook Live. We're going to shout out everybody out there on YouTube. We are now streaming on Twitter. If you want on Twitter, folks, check us out, the Guys Podcast on Twitter.
Yes, Twitter people.
Shout out to everybody out there. Shout out to everybody out there. Did I say YouTube already?
Yeah, YouTube.
Okay. Make sure y'all tweet about us since we in the Twitter streets.
Right.
Yes.
Sports Radio Network. Bobby Blackjack and them on Zingo. Shout out to our faithful viewers out there, 1 Mile High Radio. We love y'all. We know y'all out there listening to us. We got a really good show for y'all tonight. And y'all know how we always do. We're going to start off with a couple of icebreakers. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to defer my cousin. I'm going to let the ladies go first. What you got for us, cousin? Let me go ahead and tee you up.
Everyone, feast your eyes on the screen.
For real?
Ray J files for the Princess Love again.
Well, I'll be
this
damned.
is the second time.
Oh, wow, it's only second. Wow.
So the first time, they were having, for those of us, I'd like my ratchet TV. I'm sorry. I do watch Love and Hip Hop. I watch Miami, I watch Atlanta, I watch New York, like I watched them all. So so we already know about the first time that he filed where she supposedly stated that he allegedly left her and the baby and drove off somewhere and she had to fend for herself. Ooh, so scary. Like, oh my God, I have to find my own way home, Lord. So they got back together. They moved to Florida now. They are supposed to be working on their marriage. And then this pops up on the internet today. So apparently he's filed for a divorce again. So should we just say that he does not want to be married anymore? What is going on with the two of them?
Hey, I'm gonna defer to Tayson on this because look, that came out of nowhere, Cuzzo. You got me on that.
That came completely out of nowhere. Ray J be all over the place. We all know this, right? Randy's brother be all over the place right now.
Randy's brother.
He is though. He is. But I had to do it. But I think it's just like, look, it's ran its course, him and his wife. I'm really surprised. I thought they would have really worked it out. I'm legit shocked. I think I'm legit shocked.
Me too.
Because I thought like after basically the whole situation, how they got back together, I was like, all right, they're gonna work it out. And something else is going on behind the scenes with that. Can't wait to hear, from Ray J's side and from her side, because something's gonna come out. It's gonna come out of this. I think we all know that.
Yeah,
man,
I think something. I think. No, go ahead.
I don't know what to say.
Right, I don't know what to say either. I hope it's not for ratings because you can't play with your marriage like this. But all right, Ray J.
Hold up, but it's take two to tangle with that because I think it could be both of them trying to get. Hold up, now if we see them on Love and Hip Hop and they're like the main thing, you be like, we know what this is. We know what this is.
It is. It's wild. It's wild to me. I'm absolutely not shocked at all because this is Ray J we talking about. That's all I got to say on this. I was shocked, but at the same time, I was thinking to myself, this is fucking Ray J. So yeah, we'll just as that develops, cuz it'll keep us abreast. Because boy, Ray J always been, hey, like Pop said on Friday, you always got some shit going on, boy.
Right. Always. Right. And what's so crazy is that I've always heard that when people are like really good at one thing, they're really bad at other things. So as far as people who talk about Ray J and his business behavior, he's great. Like his school bike is he's great with business. He is people that have worked with him have always said that he, as far as business goes, this man knows how to market. He knows how to get money. He knows how to start businesses. He knows how to get them going. All of that. Everybody laughed at his Scooty Bike. The name of it alone was funny, but Scooty Bike is now $1 billion company. He sold it, but he started $1 billion company. So he's not stupid. It's just maybe he's good at this, but bad at love.
That's a good one. And we also forget too how young he is. Like,
how old is
he not I don't think he's 40. I don't think he's 40.
No, he's definitely in his 30s, but he might be young 30s. Let's see.
But like to me, and I don't blame his age on anything, but it's like, no, go ahead. Yeah, I don't blame his age.
No, he's 40. He's actually 40.
I know he'd been close. I know he was in our age.
Wow.
I need him to grow up. I need
Ray
J to grow
up. Oh, he do.
Ray J, if you listening, grow up.
Yeah, he do. He do.
Love your wife and your 2 kids. Cut it out.
Yeah, like man, that boy needs some help.
Y'all know which way I'm gonna go. I always come in this way. But we got Sage Steele.
Here we go.
Look here, man.
It's too early. It's too early for this. It's too early for this.
And she's with probably one of my most hated players in NFL history, Jay Cutler. She's on a podcast, and I guess she might have took it as a compliment, because you know how when you are talking to white people sometimes and you're saying just about everything that they want to hear.
Yes.
Sage Steele is one of those types. If you are one of those white people out there that you think black people should act a certain way and you try to get But Sage Steele, he gave her a compliment and said, "You are the Candace Owens of journalism." And I guess she's
the light-skinned Candace Owens.
She took it as a fucking compliment, which was fucking hilarious to me. Not only that, ESPN just took her off air, and I'm going to tell you why. So we all know that President Barack Obama, I still call him President Barack.
President, yes.
He's biracial. So she said, I don't know why he identifies more to his black side because his father was never around. She literally said that shit on air. And she also perpetuated a rape culture by pretty much victim blaming. Like, you know that thing where people say, well, she shouldn't have been wearing that? She pretty much told, and she's supposed to be a mentor. Like Carrie Champion said, she used to look up to Sage Steele till she found out what she was about, because she was in for a fucking long time. So this young girl came to her, hey, I need some mentorship, this, that, Thursday. Well, if I see somebody dressed a certain way, I don't want to be affiliated. I don't want to be affiliated with them. How about you, if you think they're too revealing, whatever, how about you encourage them, mentor them, because they're coming to look to you. But she also said that when it comes to, working with these men, you know what you're doing when you go dress. So I had to think, I'm like, wow. So women asked to be harassed. They asked to be sexually assaulted because they're wearing shit. And this has been something for a while. This has been some dumb shit that we've been discussing for a while, which is absolutely crazy. What is your take on that, Taser? I'll let you talk.
I'm going to tell you what the bet. And see, I think she's trying to get fired from ESPN. I think she's trying to go to Fox. Me personally,
good theory.
It would make sense for her to be saying all this because she know her time. Because remember, she got shipped from the 6 p.m. Sports Center to the 12 o'clock Sports Center that really, hardly nobody watched the 12.
She at noon when motherfuckers working.
Yeah, and it was a demotion. She didn't consider it a demotion, but everybody knows that's a demotion. I think she saw the writing on the wall that ESPN was like, look, you got to go, and she's trying to force her way out. Hold up, Fox News would pick her up dramatically.
She'll fit right in.
And I think she knows. And I think she said probably. I think she's trying to force her way out. And what better way to do it on a podcast out in the open? Like, it's business 101. It's business 101. I just think that she's trying to force her way out for that, because right here, I think she does believe everything she's saying though. Like,
absolutely.
Which is mind-boggling. Because I'm like, you're basically saying that women, what they're wearing, they're basically. I'm like, come on, no, you're just being a real clown with that.
Becca,
that's wild.
What you got for us on this? You look highly annoyed. Can you hear me?
I'm confusion.
What you confused with?
I'm a ball of confusion. While y'all was talking, I was doing the Googles, and when I do the Googles, I got to make sure that I speak. Facts. So I'm looking up Sage Steele. Is her mama white?
I believe her mother's white. Her father's black.
Father's in the military.
Oh, okay. So, but this is the reason why I do the Googles, because I was looking at her, and I'm not, I don't think I know everything, but I was looking at her, and she looked like she was mixed. So it led me to the Googles. The Googles had shown me that her mama white. And her daddy is black, right? Okay. So she identifies as black because her daddy black. So I don't know if the 1 and the 1 equal to 2, how you put the 2 and the 2 together and what that equal to. But why the fuck can't Obama recognize himself as black? Because his daddy black too, stupidity.
I don't understand.
Stupid.
I don't understand her, yo.
Dumbass up.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand things. Yeah.
And I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna say this. How the hell is your mixed ass gonna talk about somebody else's mixed ass? Let that man be. If you look at him, he don't look white. If you look at Obama, is he supposed to look in the mirror and see a white man? Get the hell out of here, lady.
Give me a thumbs up if you're ready backstage, Nick, because I kind of want you to comment on this too. Are you ready? Are you ready to come on, Nick? Give me a thumbs up backstage. I think I can see you back there. Okay, I'm gonna bring Nick up.
She ready.
But here's another thing I want to say. As far as birth.
Hey, Nick. Oh, with the blue.
What's up, Nick?
With the blue.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Ooh, all right.
It's been blue.
I like it.
I like it though.
I like it.
Oh, you know why? Probably because I tied it up. You like my Vanessa Del Rio shirt?
Hey.
Oh.
She fancy today.
You got the Vanessa Del Rio. Oh, you running out early. Okay.
I don't love the shirt.
Okay. But
love the shirt.
I'm gonna save this for podcast after dark. My bad.
That's exactly my point, Trey.
We family.
Yes.
But
Trey is making my point.
Well, and that's the
in
thing.
America is black. She's mixed. He's mixed. Why can't he identify as black? She sound real stupid-y.
Well,
I agree.
Well, one thing for sure. If you are mixed with anything, I think if you're mixed with black, if there's any percentage of black in you, if I'm not mistaken, they put. Do they still just put black on the birth certificate?
You can put mixed or you can put other. Because I've had this same dilemma.
I gotta look at my son's birth certificate. My first son is biracial. I couldn't tell you how he identifies, but it's just amazing to me that Candace.
You never had that conversation with him?
Say again.
You never had that conversation with them? Like, how do you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, hear you.
You never had that conversation with them? Like, how do you identify? Or was it just always you are black? This is what it is.
I think it's kind of a mixed bag. With my son, to be perfectly honest with you, I mean,
no pun intended.
Oh yeah, right, yeah, right. But yeah, I don't think he's ever had that. He talks to me a lot. He'll be 22 in December, so he talks a lot about. He talked to me a lot about social justice shit and things of that nature. So I guess he identified with his black side more. I just don't see why that mattered as far as Sage Steele had to bring that up. I want to hear your take on the whole thing, though, Nick.
I think that's weird. How a person chooses to identify as their business and their choice. That's such a strange hill to die on, especially if she too is biracial. You know what I mean? She should already know how that feels. Like, you hear about the dilemmas that people that are biracial go through, you know what I mean? And so it's just strange. And I think that Tayson was probably spot on with his theory.
Well, you know what I've noticed too? I've noticed too I've noticed this, and this happens a lot. I've seen in the Latin community, like my Puerto Rican family that look white and they are around white experiences, identify as white. She may not. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with Sage Steele, but the fact for her to just automatically jump to questioning why he identifies as black because his father was never in his life. His father is deceased, right?
It's a horrible thing.
I believe so, but I think his mother and his grandmother raised him.
Exactly.
Why would you bring up the fact that his father wasn't like
in his life? Like, that makes no sense at all.
And also, why choose Obama? Why choose him of all people? You could anybody. How did that even come to play with him? It didn't make any sense.
I mean,
it was just dumb. It was dumb altogether.
I hate to say that she was kind of like.
Maybe she identified as white. That's why she had that. She had that take on it, because I was gonna say that most people that usually, like, this is gonna sound bad, y'all, but I'm queen of unpopular opinion. Meghan, what's her name? Who's married to Harry?
Markle.
Oh, Meghan.
Meghan
Markle. Right?
She has had white experiences. She has never had a lot of black friends. I don't care that her mother's black with dreads. I don't care. She has not lived the black experience, which is why it was so easy for her to just identify as white until them white motherfuckers reminded her as she black. That's why she had all of that. They reminded her, your mama is dark skinned with dreads. You are a black woman, sweetheart. So yeah. Yep. So a lot of the times when you have those experiences, you take on the mindset, the lifestyle of the people that you are around. So that's probably why she has that particular understanding. But to mention it was dumb.
And I like what Sam is mentioning, because I think we might have alluded to it backstage, how if they can find remember how we say back, if they can find a black person that can be the mouthpiece for white supremacy, like Sam Kelly is telling us right now, like my homegirl Sam is saying. This is what the Fox Newses of the world and far right, will take it and run with. Well, we got one black person that said it, so it must be right. And that's why Candace Owens is like, they love the right reveres Candace Owens. They think that she, all things black, they think they're listening to her and her only, and that's the way it's supposed to be. And
that's why I'm thinking she did this. I'm thinking she did this as an audition too.
Those are all good theories. All good theories. I like it. But
won't even surprise me. Won't even surprise me. Because like, hold up, she's auditioning for Fox News. She really won't have to be trained. I'm like, she worked for ESPN, so it's like she'll just go right.
That's an easy
transition. Easy transition. So where we at?
We'll see in a few weeks. Say sorry when you're right. We'll tag you.
Few weeks. Maybe next week
when you're right.
Hold up, maybe next week. Maybe next week.
Shit, it could be tomorrow. It could be tomorrow.
Yeah. What these some of these journalists and ESPN they got to do, they gotta kind of read the room, simply because they just old girl, they just took her off of the oh my God. What's her name? The redhead that does the NBA stuff. Damn, why is Rachel
Nichols?
They just took her show away from her because they caught her on camera. Like the ESPN is on this diversity kick, and she's all for it when it's with women. But she figured when a black girl coming for her spot, she think that's what the line in the sand should be.
Like, stops right there.
It's actually they don't need they can push the discriminate. I mean, this diversity shit, but not at my expense. No. And I always said, maybe old girl is just, who was it? Oh my God, and she ended up leaving. Why am I drawing a blank to this? You talking
about Maria Taylor.
Maria Taylor, yeah, she ended up signing with NBC over this stuff. But I just was wondering if Rachel Nichols ever come to the conclusion maybe she's just hotter than you. And at the time when all this shit was going on, she was hotter than you. She was. Did it ever come to the conclusion as far as Rachel Nichols that she may be better at you at this? It just can't be.
No.
Oh, they trying to prop up a black woman, and I don't like that now. I mean, I'm cool for it, but not at my expense. Maybe she's.
But here's the wild part. Rachel Nichols replaced somebody else too. It was like, look, it happens in sports journalism all the time. Like, man. Don't care about when it can't. Yeah, that's true, man.
We're not drinking white tea.
That's true, Merc.
They can keep it going. They can keep it on.
They really don't care. Yep. She right. Right, yeah.
Yeah, diversity, equity, and inclusion is like the buzzwords of like every major company, corporation.
Yeah. The head of diversity in my department is a Chinese man. They thought that was diverse.
So is this something that this is probably something that really, really became popular after George Floyd, correct?
Yes.
Because I know that after George Floyd, it was just all everybody was jumping on the diversity bandwagon. That was a really good time to go and get you a nice little job or go for a promotion and stuff like that. Ask your manager, hey, I think I need to move on up. What, you got a problem with me moving on up because I'm black? So.
Oh yeah, it's because of affirmative action. You know what? We just gonna stay unbothered. Can y'all see my shirt? Shout out to my homegirl Lauren that made it. It says unbothered, the art of not caring on purpose. The art of not caring on purpose. Unbothered.
Okay, we got a whatchamacallit in the comments. Let me go ahead and block him. Somebody that
yes.
I don't know what the hell he got going on, but yeah,
we're gonna block that.
We definitely gonna block that.
Oh yeah.
You see it?
And let you be great.
Oh, they mad.
We're gonna go ahead and let you be great. Okay, let's go on to the.
Go back to. Oh no, go. No, you're right. Go ahead.
Did I forget something? Because we're gonna go into.
No. You good.
All right. what I would like to do now is go on to the main topic. Let's give you a little premise of what we're doing, and I want to make sure that because Nick, shout out to Nick for coming on last minute. We appreciate it. We
Thank you.
Really do appreciate it. But we're gonna have
Baby,
some.
I was wearing my bonnet.
She had to go in the booth and change real quick.
Hey, I got to give you props for getting ready real quick, yo. We're going to discuss character flaws both ways. We're going to do a little bit of self-assessment tonight on ourselves, and we're going to talk about what we allow. We did something similar to this when talking about circles, but we're going to talk about like when does it get to a point where you outgrow somebody that you've known for a while, or when you get to a point where you got to dismiss somebody from your circle that you got to start, because it happens, and when you grow, a lot of people can grow with you as you grow and your morals, ideals, and all that stuff change. You can't. I mean, people don't have to change with you, but sometimes it's just you get to a point where you could just end those relationships amicably, and sometimes it's just not like that. So, what I would like to do first is let's talk about character flaws. And the first question is going to be:
my glasses on. I'm trying to be.
What are some of your character flaws? What are some character flaws that you identify with, that you identify in yourself, or that someone may have brought to your attention? Now, I'm going to kick it off because it just so happens we just did this assessment at our job. It's the anybody ever heard of
your answer is ready.
Huh?
So your answer is ready.
No, I'm going to tell you all something about myself that you all will probably agree with. Because we just took an Enneagram, what is it called? The Enneagram, a test with the Enneagram Institute. And you have three, you go your top personality types. And mine is the reformer. Generally, I'm conscientious, sensible, responsible, idealistic, ethical, serious, self-disciplined, orderly, and feel personally obligated to improve myself and the world. All that should sound great.
Not the worst.
We get into conflict by being opinionated, impatient, irritable, rigid, perfectionist, critical, and self-critical, sarcastic, and judgmental. Yo, that shit got me.
We are family for real, because niggas spell me.
If you know me, if you have known me, and Becca, you've known me we've known each other all our lives. You've known me for 10 plus years. This test got me pegged. It's kind of spot on, isn't it? What y'all think?
Yes.
Describe me.
I will.
You will see. You
say that you have become less rigid. And what were some of them other words?
Critical.
Opinionated, impatient, irritable, perfectionist, critical, sarcastic, and judge. I'm going to be sarcastic and judgmental. I'm still working on that shit. But yeah, those are words. Now,
I think that
go ahead.
Now, maybe it's been, since your transition into the civilian world, when everybody is not like, what I'm saying, like on the same type time as you, you know what I mean? As you as you've had to adjust and like, you know what I mean? You have become, you know what I mean? Less of those things, and I mean, shit piss you off, but shit piss you off that I think would piss most of us off.
Well, and the thing is, I have tried to change some of those things by simply not saying anything. It fucking kills me too. I'm not even gonna lie.
I understand.
It kills me. Matter of fact, I will see something I don't like. In the past, I would just flat out say some shit. But now I kind of let people be great. and I kind of taken a back seat and kind of just observe. And I do sometimes take the high road where, you know, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say nothing at all. I honestly think that phrase is bullshit because it doesn't hold people accountable. But who am I to try to hold the masses accountable? But these are things that I think some of these traits are fucking very good. But some of them can be problematic. But at my best, they have another topic. I'm tolerant. I can't believe they put that shit on there. Accepting, discerning, wise, humane, prudent, principled, fair, and able to delay rewards for a higher good. So yeah, that's me. And I and Nick, you all right. I had to change some of these things when I transitioned to the civilian sector. And
the sector.
Huh?
Yes, that's a nice word. The sector.
I said civilian world. You said civilian sector. All right.
Yeah, so that's what we call it. That's what we call it. So, and I'm gonna go ahead and ignore that comment by Mert.
Oh man, come on, Mert. Come on, Mert.
That's a classic remark. And
come on, Mert.
I'm gonna let you be great by not criticizing that shit right now. See how I've grown.
I think Sean.
Now you see how I've grown.
Sean logged into Murdy's account.
No. That's Mert.
So now I'm not even gonna lie to you. All of those things, like being on full tilt, like when I was in the military, like Nick says, I would not be able to survive out here in a civilian type world. So I don't want to take up too much of the time. So let's go to Rebecca next. What character flaws you identify yourself or something that someone may have brought to your attention?
Okay, if y'all ever seen the Disney movie Lion King, I'm sure some have had. Remember that scene where Scar was like, oh, I'm surrounded by idiots. I feel like that. I feel like that quite often. The only reason I feel like that is because I really get irritated easily. And a lot of the times, because I'm more logical than emotional, I don't have time. Like, I'm gonna give you time to feel all the feels, and then we gotta let's get to what we gotta do. What we gotta do to fix it? Because I don't have time for you to be wallowing and Indian style in your feelings and crying, woe is me, and the situation is still not being fixed. You still have the same issue. Like after you done cried all your cries and wiped your eyes, situation's still not fixed. So after you're done feeling your feels, let's get to it. That has come across as dismissive to people. And
it seems like you lack compassion as well.
But see, I'm actually, like I'm a sensitive thug. Like I'm a whole real nigga, but I'm still sensitive sometimes. So it's like it's the Libra thing. It's the scales. Like sometimes they go like this, sometimes they go like that. But a lot of the times it could come across as dismissive because I want to just solve it and move on. I can't dwell in certain things for too long. So when I get irritated, which is usually early on, I'm just like, are you done? Can we fix it now? That's how I feel. So sometimes it can come across as dismissive.
I think that's probably in our blood. I agree. So
that's why I said we are definitely cousins.
What are you doing to fix that though? Let's ask you that. What are you doing to fix all that being dismissive type shit?
Shutting the fuck up.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yes.
It is. Hey, God, what you got? What are your character flaws?
I would say something I found out like a little bit this year too was probably loyalty to the wrong people. And a lot of stuff revealed themselves, situations and people. And and loyal for people that had like an expiration date.
Oh my God, this nigga preaching now.
And
is this a flaw in you or is it a flaw in other people though?
I would say
answer seemed kind of cheaty.
No. I would say it's on me because that's my fault.
I'm 100%. It's y'all other niggas that's dumb.
No.
I would say no. This is how it's kind of like.
I would say it was me because a lot of people kept saying that to me.
I care too much.
Well, that right there. I would say that too because it was like I
love too hard.
Like I care about like when I care. But then when you don't get the reciprocal, and then when you see people act a certain way, and you're like, and especially when people kind of bring it to your attention like a while ago, and you're like, man, I should have saw those signs, and you don't get the same, you don't get that same reciprocal. Like I care a lot, but you don't get that same reciprocal, and you basically caring for the wrong people, and I could be that to a fault. Like, and that is that loyalty, and I've worked on that because I've got it the hard way. People I've known like majority of my life.
You know what, Tazon, and we are going. That's one of the topics. I'm glad you brought that up. That's one of the ones we're going to go into later because that's very interesting. And I actually have a story to tell. In a couple of stories to tell in that regard because this
I do too.
Ideas was inspired.
I do too.
Some of these ideas was inspired by my little brother. I talk to him just about every day. He's like my best friend.
Like my twin.
I will kill somebody on his behalf. So I mean, apparently if somebody wrong him and they end up dead, I mean, I would be the number one suspect because I would definitely kill somebody on his behalf. I mean, and that's real. That's just how I roll. Anyway, I digress. Nick, what you got for us?
Do you remember that episode of the Wayans brothers where what was the security guard's name? And she had a boyfriend, and so Sean, but he wasn't like aggressive, and like his Mac game was kind of like lacking.
Mm-hmm. I know who you're talking about.
She wanted like aggression, and so then Sean and Marlon was like trying to teach him how to like step his game up.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, and then he was like, oh, her name is D. He was like, D, I'd kill for you. And then they were like, whoa, slow down. That's what your speech just reminded me of. What are you talking about killing for? I will kill y'all niggas over him.
I would absolutely would. He knows this. I think everybody else knows this. Like, I mean, he's a grown man. He can defend himself, but if he get into some shit, and it ain't gonna be a fail. I'm jumping in for sure. That's
all right. And y'all two are from the country, and so y'all know how to steer skin. I can't even talk.
Yep, there's a lot of there's a lot of woods out there.
The body real good.
Yeah, there's a lot of woods out there in South Carolina. A lot of woods. We could just go ahead and especially where we from. But Nick, what are your character flaws?
I procrastinate a lot. This is something I should have grown out of in middle school, and I have not. I too am impatient. Sometimes it's very hypocritical because like if I'm on time, I be pissed when people don't be on time. Like punctuality is very important to me when I'm on time, but when I'm late, I'm like,
oh, you one of them.
Oh, you one of them.
I'll be like, all right, I'll see you when I see you.
Wow.
I do kind of expect everybody to move, think, feel like how I do. And that to me is pretty immature thinking because people make the world go round. You know what I mean? And there's more than one way to, you know what I mean, to get things, you know what I mean? Yeah. Accomplished and done. So those are and you know, in my work field and as I climb up the ladder and have more people working under me, you know, that is definitely something that I have to work on.
It's funny. It's funny you say that. I think that just about everyone kind of like suffers from when they hear somebody that's, I wouldn't say different of opinions, but you can shut out somebody if your ideals don't match something that their ideals or whatever. Like let me let me give an example, and this is a fresh example. And I don't mean to touch no souls here, but the question as to whether people are going to continue to listen to R. Kelly's music. That's a and I said that for a reason, Nick, because I know how you feel about that. Now, me personally, I am of the ilk where I can separate the art from the artist. So I wouldn't judge anybody if they continue to listen to R. Kelly. Now, at the same time, if you feel a way about people that listen to R. Kelly, I'm going to let you live, because we gotta look at its perception. You gotta look at other people's perspective and perceptions as well, and that's one of the things I had a really hard time doing as well. Like I think a lot of us we only look at things from our point of view. So typically, when we're debating something, we're going to.
Wait! That is something I'm doing to change. I didn't answer that part of the question. I have started picturing, looking at things from other people's perspectives and putting myself in other people's shoes. So I am actively working on that.
It's tough, and I know it is tough. Yeah. So I think we can move on to the next question.
Yeah.
Where is the link to this quiz?
Oh, well, this actually, you had to pay for this shit, and I had to expense it. Like, it's something we did at work. It costs like I can give you the link. It's like $12. But I can shoot you the link. Okay, the dreaded term.
Maybe I'll make it into a training or something.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll get with you. It is actually find out a lot about yourself and a lot about the people that you work with. It's really good. So the dreaded term, that's just how I am. Or if somebody is saying, well, you know how they are. I'm gonna let Becca talk about this, but this is one of Rebecca's talking points. Becca, talk to us a little bit about this and why this kind of annoys you so much.
It annoys me because I don't care how you are. How you are ain't got shit to do with me. Wow. How your mama and your daddy raised or did not raise you ain't got shit to do with me. In this here situation, how you are does not matter. When you by yourself and you govern your own self, then you can be whichever way you want. But when you're dealing with other people and you choose to just be the way that you are, if you choose violence, other people can choose violence too. So if you want to be how you are, we're going to be how we are. And you need to just accept that. So if it's not good for the goose and good for the gander, then you need to check yourself. Because a lot of the times when that's just how I am, to me is a sign of avoidance. It is a way for you to not take accountability. It is a way for you to just say, I'm not willing to change. I'm stuck in my ways. And this is just how I am. And what happens when you're dealing with a world full of billions of people? That's not going to work. And if you want to just be how you are and not ever change, then accept what that brings to you. Because most of the people that say that's just how I am have all the complaints in the world. They have all this shit to say about things that are happening around them, and they refuse to address it. They refuse to change it because that's just how I am. Okay, well then how you are could either bring things to you or take things away from you. And I hope that you're okay with that.
Yeah.
It hurts my damn soul.
You got some shit on your chest. Go and get that off. Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
Man,
that shit irks me.
Becca said a lot right there, and I wholeheartedly agree 1,000% with that. Like, that's all about, and what Nick says, like, accountability and growth. Like, that's important. Two important terms for this right here is like, that's a sign, like, so you're not trying to improve nothing. You're not trying to do nothing with that. Like, so if somebody's telling you something to change about yourself for the better, you can be like, oh, that's just how I am. Or you're telling somebody about something, oh, this is how they are. Huh? So that means you basically know how that person is. Like, you as a friend basically telling somebody, well, look, that's how he is. That means you're not trying to change that person. You're just the yes person to that person. You're not trying, because there's a lot of people that's willing to cape for their friends, but it's not a lot of people that are willing to criticize their friends. Like real rap.
man, and Tejon, you said a mouthful there, and it kind of ties into, you know, when you're dealing with some people you are going to outgrow because of things like that.
Yeah,
like, because
shit, and accountability.
For me, shit that was funny maybe 10, 15 years ago, it ain't that funny now. We grown now. You know what I'm saying? It was cool back then. It might not be cool now. And I'm gonna say this. For that, that's just how I am.
Yeah,
I'm cool with it. But be who, like you said, Rebecca, be who you are over there somewhere. I am not going to deal with it.
Yep.
But they never say that about. They always say that about some dumb shit. You know what I mean? It's never about. It's never about like something novel, like solving pollution. Oh, that's just how I am. I pick up litter. You know what I mean? It's always about some fucking dumb shit.
Shit, yep.
What do you?
Agreed.
Why do you go to the bar and get drunk and fight? Oh, that's just how I am.
Nah, son.
Nah, son, that ain't happening. Nah, that shit
was when I was 20, 25. I'm with you on that. Oh yeah, man, you getting it in, man. You cracking heads. We 40. Nah, bro. Grow up.
That ain't happening. Yeah, you gotta grow up.
Right.
You gotta let people where they at.
And those people who have that mentality of that's just how I am, they get hit hardest with life. They get hit the hardest when it comes to life. Because when they are that steadfast and just being themselves, they don't waver at all. They're just like a brick wall. That's just how I am. It's almost like a passive aggressive type of personality, which also irks my nerves. I can't stand passive. I can't stand passive aggressive. I want to wring your damn neck when I deal with people like that, because it puts them in a situation where everybody around them has to maneuver in a certain way, and they don't have to do anything different. Yeah, and it causes a hostile environment when you decide that's just how I am. When I hear that, or my blood pressure automatically is through the roof, because those type of people I just want to throw against the wall.
I agree with that.
And the thing is, you will
you can never resolve. It's always, you know what I mean? It's you're never gonna be able to come together and like resolve anything. That's just how I am.
Then exactly. Yep, you're right, Nick. You're right.
Facebook user, I wish that we could see who you are. So you can click on StreamYard.
No, that's her name at the end, Aaliyah. Aaliyah is me. There you go. That's the person's name. Okay. Many friends on my hand was standing. People don't want to see. Yeah.
I'm not with it at all. And it's a lot of it like Tina B said here. She said it's an excuse. It's an excuse. That's just how I am. It's just like we had mentioned before about it being, a way for them to not take responsibility for themselves or for their actions or for anything they do. It's like they disconnect themselves from everything.
See, Tina, this is why the fuck you need to be on here. Put a comment.
Come on, Tina. Come on,
Tina. And you know me, I'm probably the resident's asshole, but you can ask Becca. I don't give family no fucking passes. I simply don't.
He doesn't.
I'm holding everybody accountable. And not only that,
that's good though.
I'm starting with myself. That's the one. Because if I wrong somebody and I know I wronged them,
I'm gonna own up.
And that come with self-reflection, like, damn, I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have come like that. Let me be a man and apologize. And I'm not gonna hit you up. I'm not gonna hit you up where I do it on the humble and like on the side or whatever. That same audience I might have wronged you in front of. I want all of them there when I apologize. And that's it takes a lot to do that. And I'm not trying to big myself up or anything like that. But I play as fuck up. But I will give you an apology if I'm there.
Brandon did that to me before.
Apologize.
He had said something. Yeah. He apologized to me in front of people. So that is a fammy.
The boy come from good stock. That's what that is.
Yeah, we sure do. Don't we? Don't we? I have to agree with you, because that's just how we are.
Yep.
Okay, before I go to this next one, I'm gonna give a disclaimer. We equal opportunity here.
You too, Brandon.
We equal opportunity here. We gonna have one for the males right after we go over this one to female. Brandon. I mean women.
Brandon,
I'm sorry.
You don't fix your name.
Okay. And I'm gonna let the ladies go first on this one. Now, this might not apply to you, but maybe you can get some insight on how on why some. Notice I put some in there. I ain't put all because we don't want to generalize here at the guys podcast. So I'll go with Nick J first, and I promise you we got some shit. The next talking point is for the men, and it's gonna be a long one because we kind of went into it earlier with the whole rejection deal. But why? Tell me, it Tazon. Tell us why the fuck is it so hard?
The floor is yours, ladies. The floor is yours.
I'm gonna probably say emotion. Once that train get going, like there's been a meme going around, like what do you do when you're arguing with your man and then you see that he's right? And some women have, they said all kinds of stuff, from suddenly give him head to, change the subject or keep going, but, in the wrong argument. I think it's just, emotion. Sometimes when that train pulls off, folks don't know how to stop it.
I like that.
I really like that. That's good.
Well, let me ask you this: Are you one of those women that can't
Start
admit?
Crying.
Ingrid says start crying.
Really, Ingrid, that we doing? You can start crying.
Now you know Sean don't give no fucks about a tear.
Nope.
I only apologize when I'm one of the people I care about to help everybody else.
That's about right. Disposition right there. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, no, that's I apologize.
I bet that's just how you are, right, Mert?
Right.
That's how Mert is.
That's
how she
is. She gonna kill me. But Rebecca, I want to hear your take on this as well.
I feel it though. Mm-hmm.
We need like an unpopular opinion sign. Whenever I'm about to say something crazy, just put that up as a disclaimer. Some of today's women think they men.
Ooh. Damn, expound.
Intriguing. Okay.
I've noticed that a lot of today's women are very, very dismissive towards men, which is the reason why a lot of them are single, but that's another podcast. They can't be wrong because they want to be the man. They don't need no nigga. I'm right. Fuck that. I could do this. I could do bad all by myself. Blah, 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 blah. So they want to be the head nigga in charge. So because they want to be the head nigga in charge, they got to be the end all, be all. They cannot be corrected. They can't be told nothing because they're perfect. Because it's protect Black women. So that means their feelings, their thoughts, their opinions, and everything included. So they can't be told nothing. So a lot of them want to be the alpha and the omega. So a lot of them won't admit they're wrong because then that would diminish the top tier that they're trying to get to or that they already think that they're at.
Here's my thing. I'm glad. I'm fortunate to not know a lot of women like that. For one.
Those type of women did not work in our family.
And I'm talking generally. I'm talking about generally, and that has to do with circles and people that I associate with. But that's a very interesting take.
Yeah, it is.
Interesting. Okay. Anybody want to comment on that take?
Yeah, man. Anyone in the comments? Yeah, for real. Like, anyone else in the comments? Agreed.
That's definitely. You know what, man? I told this dude to watch. I'm kind of sorry that I did.
He need to fix his name so we could see. It's
the name. Bad B era. What in the world?
But that's true. That's true. Yeah. That mentality comes with an understanding that they are never to be corrected. Like this is our time. This is us. This is our time for us because we're making more than y'all. We don't need y'all anymore. Those days of us being super duper submissive are gone. So because we have an understanding that women are now, we're not at the bottom of the totem pole anymore.
Yeah.
That success over men comes with a certain mentality. It's not far-fetched. If you think of men in that position, men have that same understanding as well. So when you have women that are just at the same level, they're gonna have that same mentality as well. They cannot be told certain things. Face submission doesn't mean that you're inadequate as a woman, but that lack of that submission will get someone to say, "You can't tell me nothing."
Gotcha.
Because that's going to seem like submission if they admit that they're not right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Let's move on to the next topic. Very, very, very interesting. Okay. Go ahead.
I'm not on the submission. I'm not in the submission party. When I'm in a relationship with a man, me and him are equal. We submit to each other. Submission is not only about the woman. That's just this is an I statement.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong
with it.
But because submission is only brought up in the context of women,
right,
is why I'm saying that.
All right. Yeah.
Sam put it best.
Submission
that's a good question.
Submission means different things to other people. Some people, if you follow certain belief systems, then the man is the head of the household. I'm not downing that at all. Everybody has to find what works for them. But for me, I don't subscribe to that.
Gotcha.
I got you.
And that's the problem. Like you said, everybody find out. Everybody, go with what works for them.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you actually went into this earlier, Rebecca. So this is a question that really needs to be answered. Why do some men have such fragile egos? Here's what I'm going to say first and foremost. They probably didn't come up around great men. Like I was fortunate, and a lot of dudes aren't fortunate to have their father, their grandfather. They were both grandfathers, uncles. I have seen so many great men, so many fucked up men. And that what taught me how to move. The great men, show me what right looked like, and the fucked up men show me, what right doesn't look like.
Yeah.
So you pull those two things together, and you learn how to deal with rejection. You learn how to deal with being challenged by anybody, especially. Women, because some men think it's sacrilegious for a woman to even question them, which is weird as fuck to me.
Yeah.
It's because they haven't been around thorough men. They weren't brought up around.
They weren't.
They're bitch made pretty much. I hate to say it like that, but that's me. That's the way I see it.
I think, me personally, I'm agreeing wholeheartedly with what Stacks has said, but also it's like some of these dudes got like they let in like they little pride get fucking away. And I'm like, look, dog, like you got ego and pride. That'll basically tear you the fuck down. But I'm agreeing with Stacks is like they don't have like a true strong like father figure or like figures in their life, and they just never had that. They never had like strong, like really independent thinking guys in their life. They just never had that. And now basically like if they've been around, like, look, just like what Stacks said, if you get around a lot of weak people, you can have a weak mind. And they just been around a lot of weak people. It could go ahead.
Right. And I want to comment on what Mert says. I don't think you necessarily have to be raised by a man, but I think that they just need to be surrounded. Like we said in the other show, there was a young lady like, well, what do I do with my son? And we said, if you got some strong brothers and some uncles, just have them around them. Just being around thorough men.
Yep.
And not just thorough men, being around fucked up men, so you see what wrong looks like.
You got to see, and you got to learn from that. You got to be able to tell the difference between the two.
You do not have to be raised by a man. I know a lot of people will say that, it takes a man to raise a man. I got it. I mean, you can say that all you want, but I know a lot of single mothers that have raised outstanding men.
Yep.
You know, and a lot of them know I'm going to go ahead and surround them, you know, by positive males as applicable.
And that's what I had. Like, man. And the thing is, you got to learn to differentiate between like the positive people and the weak people. And if you're just consistently going to the weak people, man, your life is going somewhere. Your life is going somewhere not for the better.
And to me, it also is
that's a good thing by Sam.
It absolutely is a case in point on how you were raised. This is probably going to sound kind of harsh, but I told my boys at a young age, the world really doesn't give a fuck about you. I mean, I waited till they were teenagers. I know that sounds crazy as fuck, but I'm prepared. What I was doing, I'm preparing them for the worst. I'm preparing them for the worst. Now, I let them keep their innocence for a while, but when they got to the point where, you know, all these shootings and shit started happening and shit like that, I'm like, and you have to prepare them for. I tell my sons plenty of times, hell no. And the reason, even if I can do it, I want to prepare them because those no's are going to happen in life. Those things are absolutely going to happen. And when you tell your kids, not just those boys, when you keep telling them yes, I'm going to make that happen. You want the best for your kids, but you also want to prepare them for this world that we live in.
You're their first teacher. You're their first teacher.
Look at it.
You're the first teacher and their first critic.
Let's get. And I'm dying to get. I don't want to get on my high horse, but I'm dying to get. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let you go last, Becca. But why do you think men have such fragile egos, Nick? Some men.
Child, I'm the last person to be asking about men. I don't know shit about men. Hence why I'm still single.
Don't do that.
I had that real solved. I would have me a man child. But I think that they weren't raised, you know, around strong men, you know, and I think it probably has something to do with the mother in that you know what I mean?
How so?
Not in a bad way, but what the fuck am I trying to say? And I'm not even smoking.
I get it anyway, huh? We go come back to you. We gonna let you get yourself together. Let's go ahead and do that. So, why do men have such fragile egos? Kill us like you killed women, by the way. Because damn, boy, you went scorched earth.
I
chopping them down.
This is just from my experiences. The men that I have seen or that have displayed fragile egos usually tend to the patriarchal world that we live in. They feel like they always have to make the decision. They feel like they don't know how to deal with a no. A simple no. That fragile ego it pops up when they meet opposition. When they meet opposition and they get told no, you can't, no, you won't, absolutely not. That's when that fragile male ego will pop up, and it'll come up as what you mean, or they'll feel like the no, or they'll feel like the opposition is an attack or a threat to their manhood. So whenever they are reached with opposition, that's when you see that fragile ego puff up, when they cannot get their way. Because this particular patriarchal world has always been ran in such a way that the man is the decision maker. He's the one that makes the final answer. So whenever that is abruptly stopped, and that doesn't have to be from a woman. It could be from even another man. Whenever they just meet opposition altogether, they can't handle it. And their only way to combat that is to do what women do, which is become emotional, extremely emotional, overly emotional, and that's when you see that fragile male ego pop right up.
You said it.
You said them out. Yeah, you said it. Wow.
You killed us like you did the women. You did.
Yeah, you did.
But I mean.
Well, that's a good comment.
I'm inclined to agree because I have seen that. I've seen that firsthand.
Yeah.
And what a lot of men have to realize, and it's kind of and the thing is, I think we got it from the people who brought us over here, because that's like the caveman mentality and all that shit. So that's one of them bad traits that I think we picked up when we were brought over here in chains and shit like that. But I have worked for, in my field, I'm in HR, so I've worked for most of my supervisors have been women. Never had any type of issues or anything like that. So and that's why it's kind of mind-boggling when a man feels as though like he's above being challenged by a female, even in a setting where she is above him, like in a work position and shit like that. I see it sometimes. And my job, I'm like, dude, I mean, what the fuck is your problem? I don't know. She always just blah, blah, blah. She's telling you to
pride,
do it.
yo.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Like
that pride and that ego, yo.
Charge. That's
pride and that ego.
That's wild to me. Did you talk on that? Did you speak on this yet, Tavon?
No, I talked a little bit. I'm like, I can't even go after what Becca just said.
She scorched earth on the.
But I would say it's the truth though, like, because I think a lot of guys are just, they don't. To me, and just like you said, saying firsthand, a lot of guys, like, they don't want to be.
It's called a woman.
They don't like. I'm about to say this, like, they don't want to, but like, well, who said this? Like, they don't want to be told like no.
Oh my God! Look what Sam.
Yo, she needs to be on the show.
That's what I was kind of getting at when I say the mom, because usually when there's not like male figures around, strong, good male figures around, there's nobody to like, pick the boy up and say, you know what I mean, and like talk to him, you know what I mean, and like show him like the ways, you know what I mean, of like being a man. The mom, I've seen it in my family, I've seen it in other people's family, the mom, the teachers. There's some big conspiracy theory with all the teachers at the school. This child is going from kindergarten to 8th grade, getting in trouble every year. You know what I mean? You don't usually see a father doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, Nick.
When you see kid, like, who is the visit? I don't want to talk down on people in prison, but a lot of people in prison were raised by single mothers. And I'm saying this as a single mother.
Say that, because I'm
saying this as a single mother. Now, my child happens to be a junior at Temple. However, he could have, you know what I mean?
Yep, in a different way.
Had there not been a village, I have brothers, you know what I'm saying? And, and other men in his family. It could have gone a different way.
Oh, way different.
We've talked about that.
So the mothers usually are the ones who baby. I'm guilty of it. I baby my youngest. I'm trying to get out of it, and we're the ones that usually baby the kids and will protect our kids from accountability. Not my black ass, but some of y'all hoes. Oh, I'm joking, y'all.
Well, we've discussed that quite a few times. That has come up quite a few times. Is the question about can single women raise substantial men? And what I mean by substantial men, I don't mean the high value men like Kevin Samuels talk about. I'm talking about these particular type of men that these certain type of men. A lot of people feel that, yes, like what you said, Stacks, a single mother can raise a strong man. That's very possible. That usually happens when that man has had male figures in their life, even if they don't have the actual father in their life. It could be somebody else. It could be cousins, brothers. It could be the friends of their mom,
the village.
Things like that. That has the village. That has come up a lot in conversation. But when you're dealing with the male fragile ego and how far that can go, cousin, we was talking about this earlier about the things that have been happening in the news in regards to women being attacked, raped, and even killed, just based on the extreme version of a fragile male ego.
Right.
We've talked about the situation in New York where the man was just trying to buy her groceries and she told him no nicely, and they beat her up on tape in front of the store. They beat her up to a bloody pulp.
That was happening in New York, right?
This happened in New York, right?
Yep.
There was one dude that went to his car to get his weapon after he got rejected.
To continue to beat her just because she was not romantically interested, or she did was say no, I'm good. She paid for her groceries and was on her way out the door and ended up getting beat up by several men on camera.
That is
just
scary.
Because she said no. We have a situation that I was just talking about in Florida, where the young girl, 19, Maya Mercano, I think. The maintenance man of her building was hitting on her, and she kept saying no. Like she said no several times. Because he's the maintenance man, he had a key to her apartment. He went into her apartment and waited in her apartment for her, raped and killed her, just all because she was not interested in him. Raped and killed her, got arrested, and then ended up killing himself in jail. So there's not even justice for her murder because of his fragile male ego. We have seen it plenty of times where men have approached women, got told no, that rejection hurt their fragile ass ego, and they ended up committing a crime, all because they just couldn't get told no. Now that's extreme, but this is what I mean when I say that fragile male ego is gonna get y'all fucked up, because you will meet a Jada that will be in Jamaica with a gun on your ass. With that frail ego. So I'm just saying, I don't know nothing, y'all. I'm stupid.
You right.
But if y'all hear anything, learn anything tonight, fix that fragile ass ego, because it's gonna get you fucked up with the wrong one.
Let me ask you this, Nick. Have you ever been in a situation where you and I want to hear this from a woman's perspective. Have you ever been in this situation where you had to be cognizant on how you rejected a guy based on everything that what could happen?
Yeah. Yeah, you hear them scary ass stories. It just started off like, I know back like in like the 2000s, you would say no. All right, bitch, you ain't all that. You know what I mean? It would just, you know what I mean? And then
that's wild, ain't it? That's wild.
And then that shit was, you know what I mean? We would like, I want to say we laughed about it, but you know what I mean? It was dealable. You know what I mean? You can get called a bitch, whatever. You're called a bitch all the time in these rap songs. But then it, you know what I mean? It just escalates, to where they following you down the street. You know what I'm saying? Calling you bitches and hoes and shit. So now, they laying hands on you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's some weak shit. That's some weak.
I want to hit some of these comments. Let's go to Tina B. Tina B, she bounces. So she runs into numerous men with with fragile egos. Like she said, simply by, asking for ID and telling them that they can't do something. Like, heaven forbid me prevent you from getting a fucking over container. You can't bring your fucking drink outside, guy.
Right.
Yeah.
let's go to Timothy. Do you think it's a mental issue? No, I think it's a you weren't fucking raised right issue. That's, I mean, I wanna keep the mental issues where, because we have a lot of mental health issues in the black community. Yeah. I ain't gonna give these dudes no pass for that shit.
Oh no, no,
I'm not gonna do that. This is a whiny. You wasn't fucking raised right. You was never told no when you was being brought up.
Yep.
You might get your ass.
And you don't want it. And you don't want to hold it. And it goes back to hold it. Sorry about this. It goes back to what Becca said about accountability. You want to take accountability for yourself. You just don't.
Facts.
And the growth, and also the growth with what Nick said earlier. Growth and accountability go hand in hand. And a lot of these dudes is just fragile, real fragile, because they don't want to grow up.
And let's go to Sam's comment. Is this shit even fair?
He's right.
Is it fair that you ladies have to, like, you know what? I want to tell this dude no, but I gotta go at this a certain way so I don't get beat up.
And that's wild.
Get disrespected. Yes. That shit is fucking wild.
Wow.
Yes.
Hold on, wild but true. Wild but true.
And I need the fellas to understand that is a big problem. A very big problem. My rape came from a no. My rape came from a no. He was like, "Oh, you said no?" I said yes. That's where it comes from. So yes.
Well, honey, I'm sorry you went through that.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry.
That is real shit.
Fragile male ego, man.
Shit.
Fragile
real
male ego. And look at Mert. Mert's been following home after telling just simply saying
somebody no, I'm good.
Do you know how scary that is?
Hey, y'all know me. I'm the mitigation king. Strap up, ladies. Get your CWP. Fuck these niggas.
Yeah.
Shoot their ass.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with it now.
Get the straps
up.
Yeah, I am. But until then, I have one of these.
Yeah. Buck 50, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's
dig it in and twist it.
Yeah.
Dig it in and twist it.
You ain't look.
Hey, yo, Sam, wow, yo.
But she ain't lying, though.
Okay, so
I spent too much time growing up with women who wanted to test the fragile jaws of men with fragile egos.
Oh man.
I think about what we tell little girls. He's mean because he likes her. Oh, Sam.
He's gonna ask me. Sam, we need you on the pod. We told you.
Sam,
we need you on the pod, Sam. We need you.
Damn
Kelly. I told my daughter that there's this one little boy that keeps messing with her at school. And of course she goes to a private school, so they all have graduated each year together. And I told Jasmine, my daughter, there was a little boy that thought it was cute to throw a water bottle at her.
What?
She picked up because she's my kid. She picked up the water bottle and threw that shit back at him, and got in trouble at school. I got a letter because we're told not to do things. We're told, the teacher sent a nice long soliloquy about some bullshit, right?
No, we don't do that. We don't do that.
I showed the letter to my daughter, and I always tell my daughter, listen, don't get in trouble in school because I fight kids. Okay, so I got your back. I will not pull up to the school and ask you what you did. I'm a knuck and buck and tell a parent I smacked your kid in the face. I fight kids. But she thought she was gonna get in trouble. I said, good job.
Yeah. Yes.
Good job. And I tell my kid, if there's anybody that hits her, and she is not appreciative of that, I tell her all the time, hit they ass back, and mommy will buy you whatever you want that day because you did a good job.
That's exactly right.
I teach my kid to beat they ass, absolutely, because you will not be liking my kid and think that you're gonna pick on her or bully her or anything because you like her. Tell your mama I said get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. My kid will beat your ass.
Yep.
And I teach my sons not to be nasty butt grabbers. Like what was happening when I was in school.
Yep.
In elementary school.
So my son that at a young age.
Running around grabbing your butts. And I try to teach them well, I don't try to, but I teach them, not to be a nasty buck grabber and to, be respectful.
To be creepish.
The funny thing is that we literally had to wait till like after the 2000 to call that what it is. It's actually sexual assault. I mean,
it's
pretty much.
Grabbing
predatory.
Yeah,
it's predatory.
It's
very predatory. And little boys think, and here we go again. Unpopular opinion. Mothers think that shit is cute, but their little boys do that, and it's not. It's not at all. It's not at all.
There's no excuse. None of that.
Disgusting.
Nope.
I think we've destroyed the men enough.
Yeah, pretty much. Woo!
To drive the point home.
But I love this discussion. The discussion needed to be had.
It's very necessary because you got cats out there. You got cats that are our age out there that still got fragile fucking egos. Can't be still can't take rejection at 40 fucking plus. That shit is wild.
Yep.
All the women out here, I mean, you keep shooting your shot. Be like Curry. You're going to eventually, land some shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go on to our next joint. Have you ever stopped fucking with someone you rock with for a long time? Now, let me kick this off a little bit. So, you have your people that I have friends. Everybody has friends, childhood friends, and stuff like that. I actually told my boys as well. People that your friends now, it probably ain't gonna be your friends like 10 years from now. They may become enemies. It may indeed become enemies. But hold on one second. It is very tough. I will tell you that. It is very tough, but sometimes it is very, very necessary for your sanity and for you to move on to amicably. And the thing is, it doesn't have to be nasty. It could be like, yo, I think this is where we part ways. I just don't think this ain't working out for me. It's kind of like breaking up with somebody from the opposite. Hey, yo, I'm not mad at you or nothing like that no more, but I just don't, I'm gonna be over here, you be over there. That type shit. And we need to normalize. We need to normalize that shit. When we out with people, or when somebody like, if somebody does something very fucked up and they continuously do fucked up shit, you try to like, yo, that ain't the way, dude. That's not the fucking way. And if you to do that shit, how do they have an expectation that you're supposed to still fuck with them just because of history?
Because that's the way they are.
right. That shit is so wild to me. And like I say, one of those traits we mentioned as far as being impatient, I think that's across the board. When you get older, you impatient. You hella impatient about almost every fucking thing. So you really ain't really dealing with nobody that long that just don't sit right with your fucking spirit and shit like that. So I want people to, I want y'all to talk about this. If there's anybody that you just had to leave behind, first.
I just literally had a situation happen back in May. It was a guy that I've known since high school. Basically called this dude family. We've been through a lot together. Something went down, tried to help him in the situation. That situation ended up basically putting me as like the bad guy in the situation. And he didn't correct it because he was the bad guy in the situation. And it hurt because I literally had to tell him and his wife off in a phone call. And if anybody knows me, anybody who knows me, it takes a lot for me to get upset. And for me to get to that point, and I basically told him, was like, look, man, you got to live your life. I got to live mine. Y'all got me to here, and I shouldn't have allowed y'all to get me to here. And y'all basically trying to put salt on my name, and I don't like that. And I've known y'all since for over 25 years.
It's a long
and
time.
That's a long time. and over that, and I just had to let it go. I'm like, look, you know, it hurt because I'm like, person's like a guy that I considered family, a friend that became family. But it's like, no, I can't rock with you. I can't. Like, I just can't do it anymore. And it hurt, but it's like, you know, I had to move on. Had to.
Nick, you ever been in that situation like that, or you know somebody that been in a situation like that?
Yeah, and it wasn't because of like an argument or anything bad happened. Our lives were just going in two different directions. I was finally getting my shit together, and their shit was falling apart, and they weren't taking accountability of it. They weren't trying to correct it. You know, they just wanted to wallow in it, continue in the same behaviors that, you know, got and I mean, Stacks knows I have worked very hard to get to where I am now. Right. I'm not saying that I'm like on top of the world or nothing, but I've worked very hard to be this Nicole. And I just couldn't be around that type of energy. And so you know, I had to, you know.
I definitely understand that.
Cuz what you got for me?
I have been blessed with great friends. Like my circle of friends I've had since I was 14. So I'm thankful, and I'm very thankful that I have still had those type of friends. Because I do hear stories about people, especially women, that have to deal with stuff from their friends, like something what Tina said about, you know, it was just a joke, but it's a low blow, and you know that joke is them just trying to say some slick shit to you, but don't really have the balls to just say some slick shit to you. So they throw a joke in there, like they try to put a LOL at the end and make it funny, but it's not funny, and you could feel that energy. You could feel that even if it's on a phone or through text message or whatever. So I'm thankful that I haven't had friends for a very long time that I've had that happen with. But there was a friend that I've known her about maybe, I would say about 3 or 4 years. And she wasn't a super close friend, but there were many times throughout our friendship that we would speak about personal things. There were some things that she would go through that I could relate to. So I was oftentimes her shoulder. And I noticed that after my wedding, she said something slick that she thought I was going to take as a joke. It wasn't a joke. So I had to back up so she wouldn't lose her fronts.
You always trying to fight somebody. Goddamn.
I took a step because I don't really have time for talking. I'm nonviolent. I promise y'all.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
I'm nonviolent. I promise y'all. I am very much Martin Luther King, but I can definitely get Malcolm X. It's in me. So she said something slick, and I had to take a couple steps back. So we will still communicate on social media, just through posts and comments and stuff like that. But personally, on the phone talking, hey girl, how you doing? None of that, because her joke, I could tell that she was going through something when she said it. So that was maybe like 2% of grace.
Yeah, but still, no.
But you don't. But you're not cool with me like that. And I don't play about my husband. I don't care if you talk about the color of his socks is not your favorite color. Fuck you. Okay, I like the color of his socks. Like it's gonna be like that. So it's you I don't play. I don't play about that. So it was. She thought it might have been funny. It wasn't funny. And even my husband was like, "Why are you still friends with her?" Like I had to step back because. It just made me think of, so you felt you've been, it's one of those situations where your friends don't like to see you happy if they're also not happy at that same time in their life. So because she's perpetually single, the fact that I'm married bothered her. And I was happy to be married. And I'm happy and openly happy to be married. So you're going to see pictures of me and my husband all up and through my Facebook account. So if you're not ready for that,
you can be mad all you want to. I love it.
Hold up. You got some people that want to. So you got some people that want to live your life. You got some people that want to live your life though. That's the crazy part.
it could have been extreme jealousy, or it could have just been
that's
she
what I'm
want
saying.
what I
Yep.
have. Either way, watch your motherfucking mouth, please. Through my inbox and face to face, because either way you'll get it. Especially about my family.
Ooh.
I understand that though.
I'm glad we family. I left this comment up because this sounds like some shit. This sounds like some shit that Brandon would say. So
yeah, I thought it was him too.
And unfortunately, it's a time activated event because, like I said, some shit that was cool maybe 10, 15 years ago, has grow and become adults and shit like that. Doing that, typically, if you're doing the same shit you was doing 10, 15 years ago, and some of that shit was foul, eventually that shit ain't gonna be funny no more. When it comes to that time, checked. Don't call me negative. Don't call nigga. I'm trying to still be friends with you. So I'm telling you, I don't rock that way. I'm not telling you not to rock that way, but if you continue to rock that way, we ain't gonna be cool no more.
Yep.
We ain't gonna be cool no more. And that happens. And that happens. And the unfortunate part about it is that when you tell somebody you've been dealing with for a long time, you've been cool with, we don't, I ain't mad at you, but I just don't fuck with you like that no more. More often than not, they want to cling to you because, especially if you're a credible person and they got some fucked up ways about themselves, they're more concerned about losing you as credibility.
Yes.
You know, sometimes
it's gonna burn them. It's gonna burn them to lose you.
Fuck with you by association.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what, man? I don't really fuck with that dude that Tayson fuck with, but Tayson's a cool motherfucker, so I'm gonna give him a pass. That shit happens with guys. I don't know about women. That shit happens a lot. But it's only so long fake thugs can pretend. Like Jay-Z said, all passes run out eventually. Yeah, and you gotta answer that bell, and we gotta break up. And you go your way, I go mine,
and keep it like that.
And it just be like that.
Because it burns them. It burns them to lose somebody like that, and they know that they're the reason, and they don't want to admit it. So they'll stick around. They'll stick around and try and LOL their way right back into your friendship, and you keep it and you blocking it, and it burns them to do that. It burns them to feel that, and they know it. And it don't even have to be like what Nick said. It don't have to be an argument, but that energy is felt. It don't have to be a whole screaming match and whole bunch of, stars coming on the screen because y'all cursing each other out and finger in face. It don't have to be none of that. It could just be a straight quiet separation. And one day it clicks that, wait, we don't talk like we used to. We don't hang out like we used to. And it will burn them. And that's when they'll hit you up. Hey, how you doing? That's when it comes. And you know it. You know it.
Is that dynamic kind of different with women? Because to me, and pardon me if I'm wrong, but it seems to me that it's easier for a woman on women like homegirls to be fake with each other than dudes. Dudes have if dudes from my experience, if dudes don't fuck with dudes, they don't fuck with them. They ain't even trying to put up.
Ain't no in between.
None of that shit. I think it's different with women. Please.
No, I don't know about that, honey. Because when it comes to Nicole, you going if everybody I know, even in passing, has to line up. This side I fuck with you. This side I can't fucking stand you. Everybody gonna know where they stand, and there's not gonna be one single person in the middle.
I like that.
I like that. Cordial with you. If we're on the job, because I don't like all of my coworkers. I'll be cordial. I'm not gonna ask you how you're doing because I don't give a shit. But I'll be able to carry you on a work-based conversation with you. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta separate. You gotta separate them. Yeah.
I don't. You're not gonna know. I'm not gonna tell you no stories about my weekend. You're not gonna hear about my kids.
Right.
Nothing. It's
keep it very general.
Very general.
Very light.
That's like some shit that Brandon.
Yeah. I think it's and I've noticed a lot of this in the corporate world. Like those of us that have 9-to-5s, the corporate world promotes that nice nasty, that passive aggression that we talked about earlier, where you don't really go, hey, good morning, how was your weekend? And you're like, bitch, I don't fucking like you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
It was fine. So then when you're dry and you're like, fine, like you don't want to be rude, but just like cousin said earlier, we all right, but you gonna be all right over there. You can't be all right over here. So, and a lot of the times, co-workers, unless like I'm cool with two of my co-workers, they were my bridesmaid in my wedding. So it is very possible to build friendships with co-workers. Very possible. But normally it's not, because the corporate ladder, the corporate standard, you have to be nice to these people that you don't really know or want to be nice to. And when you're not, and when you're flatline and just dry, it's an HR issue. Now it's a hostile environment. Now you're not friendly and you're not workable. You're not coachable. You're not all this other fluffy shit that they
all that bullshit. All that bullshit.
Right, all that extra stuff that they want you to be in the corporate world because it looks good. You know, we want to promote engagement, the engagement committee, and all this extra shit to try and get people to I can't stand it. I can't stand it. So yes, women usually do that often at work. So sometimes we may also do that in our personal life and just be like, I'm not really cool with her, so I'm not going to be extra friendly. But I can't name an exact situation where that warrants me to cut her off. So it's kind of like she's wavering, like in purgatory land. Like I don't have an issue with you because I never really had that much engagement with you. But because I've had that much engagement with you, I'm right here with it. So it's like, it's in the middle somewhere.
Hey, real quick, man. I just want to address this comment because me and Trey used to work together.
So that ... means something.
Hey, I was a supervisor, and Trey, and we had a bunch of federal employees. So Trey actually worked for me. I hate saying people work for me, but him and a bunch of federal employees work for me. Most of the motherfuckers were old as fuck. Me and Trey are like the same age. So I'm not even gonna lie to you. Me and Trey were like friends undercover. You know, like and people,
it happens.
We have common interests. We like playing video games and shit like that. We like sports and shit like that. And we had to play that role. We had to play that role at work. The good thing about our work environment, like everybody was horrible to each other, so everybody knew where they stood. It wasn't no fake shit. It's federal government. But
oh yeah, y'all real mean to each other.
But you would have people, and Trey could co-sign when it's time to get their evaluation. Like you hate me the entire year, and I know you hate me, and I'm fine with that. I don't mind being hated, but you can ask Trey like when the evaluation is about to come up, like, hey, Sergeant Brown, can I talk to you for? Talk to me about fucking what? You loathe me. You probably hope I get fucking in a head-on collision when I'm going home tonight. What do you want to talk to me about?
And then they whisper, "Hey, do you have a minute so we can talk?"
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I ain't got no minutes for you.
Exactly.
At all.
Like for me, at my job, there's some things going on. So I've had 4 managers in this year alone. So my new manager today, as a matter of fact, called me and was like, "Tell me about yourself."
You got one of them.
Oh, I can't listen. My job, ever since we've been working from home, they've been trying to keep the work environment somewhat engaging. So they'll send emails. She sent me an email. I looked at this email, I ignored it. She sent it through. So Outlook asks for a red receipt, and you can choose to send that person a red receipt.
Yep.
I did not. I'm gonna let her think I didn't read that email because the shit was fucking dumb. It was, what's your name, your age, your status if you want to, whether you're single, married, whatever. If you have any pets, your favorite color, your favorite movie, what's a goal that you have.
I was like, come on now, come on now, you a little bit too personal.
Ma'am, Iyanla has quit fixing lives. You should not take on her responsibility. She was asking me, I felt like the first 48. Like, where were you at the night in question? Like, why are you asking me all of this stuff? My favorite color has nothing to do if I'm going to do this report right. If I'm because I work in fraud. So I do bank frauds. I deal with bank fraud. Telling you that my favorite movie is The Last Dragon is not going to help me do these claims any better. Get out of my face. that extra. That is that engaging shit that I just don't like. Leave me alone. So my favorite color is purple.
She had the real Joe.
Has that saved the world? Has it saved the world? No. And they feel like that is how you get to know each other. No, that's not how you get to know me.
Yeah, get to know my work ethic.
I hate it. And she's a new manager, so she doesn't know me like that. So she's trying to get to know me. And this is where it's tough, cousin, about being quiet. Because I understand we're all working from home. We've been home for about 2 years. The camaraderie is gone. So pretty much everybody's just working from their computer. So we're all just bots in the system at this point. So there's no real
engagement. She's trying to get employee engagement. Yeah.
Right. There's no real engagement. And
we do that. We do that a lot in my job too.
I get it.
So same here.
I left this comment up here because and Trey bringing up old shit, but I will tell you when I was my last tour my last tour in the military. My last tour in the military, I was working at a military entrance processing station in Kansas City, and I survived probably like 5 or 6 investigations. None of them were warranted. It was just the fact that I got to the point where I literally had to avoid. I was avoiding my employees. That's how horrible they were. Literally, I went to mental health and told them that I want to put hands on the people that I work for, and they were like, "What do you mean? What the
hands.
Fuck? What do I mean? I want to punch this guy in the fucking face that I work at the front desk with."
Hyson, that's not nice.
He works for me, but I want to punch him in his fucking face. They're like, "Look, dude, you about to retire. You need to." I'm like, "That's why I'm telling you. Maybe you can have them. Maybe you can have them take me out of the position so I can still get my pension because I'm going to fuck this guy up eventually. That's going to happen."
Wow.
But it's just horrible people. Yeah, but I don't mind triggering him. I was under investigation several times.
I can see that. Wow.
Yeah, I'm actually in mediation right now.
Oh, really?
What happened?
What'd you do?
I was a bit too straightforward with about something, and it offended the VP in my department because I was directing it to her. I basically told her that what she was telling us was not true, and I don't believe it for 1 second. And now I'm in mediation because she wants to portray that she just doesn't feel comfortable working with me, and
she feels threatened. She feels threatened.
Wow.
And you were attacking her. Yes. See what I'm talking about? Yeah. See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? See, that's what I'm talking about. That's why people are unemployed right now because they don't want to go back to work to deal with that.
Well, Nick, at my previous employer, my operations manager called me and asked me if everything was all right. I was like, yeah, everything's fine. It was like, yeah, because someone came. She said someone came in here yesterday and said that you said something that offended them. I'm like, okay. What did I say? And who filed the complaint? And I was asking this justifiably, so I wouldn't make that error again. Because I when I'm in the office, I'm kind of like the energy guy. I'm outwork everybody. That's just how I operate. But I'm also joking, and I'm bringing levity to the fucking office. She's like, "Well, I really don't want." Huh?
No, I said, "All right, levity."
Okay, I think that's the right word. Anyway,
I dig it. I'm gonna work that into the
vocabulary.
Yeah.
Sometime during the rest of this week.
She said, "Well, I'm not going to give you their name, and I'm not going to tell you what they said, but I just want to ask you: is everything okay? Are you cool? Is everything good as far as the work environment?" I was like, "Yeah, but I mean, I really wish I knew what I said, so I won't say it again." She's like, "Yeah, I mean, I know, but." So what I ended up doing, and I was petty. I'm like, you know what? I apologize for whatever I said to whoever I said it to. that next week in the office was tough because I went in that motherfucker straight business. I wasn't joking. I wasn't, and now they call me back in and like, Hyson, something gotta be wrong. I like, which Hyson do y'all fucking want? Yo,
yeah,
like,
you want.
which one do y'all want? I was doing my thing. I was bringing life to this office. Somebody was offended by that shit, so I'm coming here. I'm all business. Is it Uchi Wally Wally? Is it one mic?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, come on. And the funny thing is, you know what that was, Nick? Somebody was. They wanted. I worked with a bunch of white people. I think they wanted a nigga to come out, but I'm not gonna fuck up my coins.
No.
Because I was upset that you wouldn't give me the name, and I was supposed to go the fuck off, curse everybody out in the office, and just leave. Nah, I ain't doing all of that.
Oh yeah, everything you say is offensive. It was his tone. It was a tone of voice. I felt attacked.
Yep. Well, that's the key word, attack.
Well, that's us. Attack. If we defend ourselves in general, that's just us in the workplace. Like we could say, I think you're wrong. Oh shit! Call police on this motherfucker. This motherfucker,
right?
Right,
committed a crime.
That's just black people. Anytime we decide to defend ourselves, we're being hostile. How dare you defend yourself?
The nerve of
you not let me lie on you.
Yep. You definitely can, and all of that. Because even like the question that you mentioned was about someone for a long time. Even if you've been at the job for a long time and you've known your seriously, if you've been at your job for a really long time, then if you stay within the same department or just even coworkers in general, you may have known someone who has been at that company as long as you have. And it's
it's happened because I've seen that like because I work for the federal government too, and this is like my third office, and you can see, like I said, you see cliques, right? You see this in all office settings, and basically it's sort of what you were saying back at, like, because people been working home for like the last couple of years, and I've been in this office since March. I've been assigned to the Seattle, Washington office, and people were being cordial. Basically we had like a group IM for the whole team, and somebody was being a little bit too friendly in that chat. A little bit too friendly.
Were they flirting?
They were, but see, here's the wild part. They were flirting, but then didn't know that there's another person in that chat that actually was liking the person they were flirting with. So it then went to
here we go. A love triangle.
Yeah, so then it became a whole thing
in group chat.
It happens all the time, Nick.
Oh, you'd be surprised. That's nothing. Yeah, like that.
They think their little comments are subliminal, but it's not. The whole team knows what's going on.
And it's crazy. You know what's the wild part about it though? It was two guys going after the same girl.
I hear that. Was it a call center?
No.
Call centers is like one big orgy. What I heard. I ain't been working no call centers.
The call center, I've worked in a couple call centers, but it's me and like probably like, because it's majority of women. It is. And
call centers are brothels.
Yeah, they man. The stories that's like a soap opera in there, legit. And but yeah, this one, man, this was sort of like all my children as the world turns, man. And these just want to like try to like, man, it went from one group chat to another group chat.
I believe it.
Damn. And that was wild. You want to talk about being like, oh, man, I ain't never seen nothing like that.
So
what you got next, Cuzzo?
Let's go into this next one, and this is yours. Why don't we learn the lesson the first time instead of learning the hard way? Go ahead. I'm gonna let you take us on that journey, Cuzzo.
Well, we've always connected ourselves with having to go through the same things over and over and over again before we learn a lesson. So my question was, why don't we recognize what the lesson is the first time? Why do we have to still keep going through it over and over again before that light bulb clicks? Like, oh, yeah, let me stop doing that.
Can I answer that?
Sure.
Because we're insane. That's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
Yep.
And it's a problem. It is absolutely a problem because some people are they're just not. They're going to stand their ground. No pun intended. They're going to stand their ground no matter how wrong there is, no matter how their way simply does not work. Hey, my way is going to work. I know this shit ain't work the first 50 times, but on 51, I'm going to do it. That's what I say. I don't know what everybody else says. I'll continue with that shit.
I think it's people hard headed. Like, what's the old thing? A hard head make a soft behind. And like sometimes you have to go the hard way to really let it sink in, like to legit let that thing sink in. I've been guilty of that a couple times, and you're like, all right, because you'll remember that hard lesson. The hard lesson is the best lesson sometimes, in a weird way. And I've been guilty of that a couple times, and that hard lesson is the best lesson. The easy lesson you don't really learn from per se, but the hard lesson you will always remember. And that comes to me right there. Yep. Damn, man, boy, she has been on point with
Stan been on it tonight.
Same.
This time is different.
Different. Yep. This time is different. This time.
It's like people playing a Jedi mind trick with themselves. Like, I know I did this shit like last month, or with the last relationship, or this, that, the third. But this time, this shit is going to work. Different. I have no basis to say how or why this shit is going to work this time.
You ain't lying.
But it's just going to work. And that's insane. It just is. Nicole, what do you think, Nicole?
I'm saying and fuck my hair up.
No, it looks fine.
No, you good?
You good?
I mean, I can just speak from my own dumb ass because, baby, I am the queen of learning shit the hard way.
Why do you think so?
Further in life. I mean, it's so many reasons. Lack of a plan. So you just go with familiarity. And sometimes the familiar road is the same one that you didn't travel before, but because you didn't have a plan, you're just winging it. And that's what I do. I'm getting out of that. But, I was just winging it, child, for a long time. And then another time, it just, and then sometimes you just really are crazy enough to think that this time will be different. Now I'm talking about me and my baby dads, with that one in particular. Because child, please.
Listen, you are preaching to the choir.
Yo.
So, it's just it's really the dumb things that we tell ourselves when we don't want to grow up, be accountable, and step into unknown territory, because sometimes it's very scary, stepping out of that box, sometimes I don't want to get too fucking deep. Sometimes fucked up is our comfort zone.
Yes.
I know for me, fucked up, trauma, all the bullshit that was and it would really fuck my head up to like think of like success or happiness. You know what I mean? And be like, wow, maybe you should do things this way and then you'll get there. But I really deep inside, that shit was scary. And so I would purposely sabotage myself because I was too scared, to be successful. I was too scared to be happy because fucked up was my comfort zone.
Wow.
Inferiority complex.
I'm gonna give you a shout out for putting that out there. A lot of people will do that.
Yeah.
That's some profound shit right there. I left Trey's comment up there because of that H word. That humble. Life will humble your ass, but for some people it really doesn't. There's some things in life. I mean, and we've all been there. We've all been there where life was like, look, dude, nah, not like that, bro. Let me go ahead and pull you by your fucking collar right now and go ahead and set you straight because this ain't it right now. Some people really lack humility, and those are the things. As much flaws as I have, I try to be humble simply because I believe in.
You said humble.
Is it humble or humble?
Humble.
Baby, I know you a church. I know you a church baby.
Humble.
Black church baby, because that's the only time I ever hear humble and instead of humble.
Because I truly believe the humble never stumbles, and I truly
I really love that.
That ain't mine. I can't take credit for it. I heard that somebody said that shit, and I had to use it again. I ain't gonna take credit for that on our boy internet now. But the humble never stumbles. And I do believe in karma, the bad karma and the good karma. That's why I always try to do people right. So I get that shit coming back to me. It's too easy to treat people right and to do people right. To me, it seems like it's a lot of work to fuck people over. I mean, but I wouldn't know nothing about that because I don't do that. But yeah, I wanted to keep that comment up there because a humility, man. Life humbles some people. Some people, they're insane. Life ain't gonna be me. I'm gonna do this same shit and I'm gonna expect a different result. It's not gonna happen.
But humble don't mean
it goes back to what we were talking about, like why some people and that, you know, when we were talking about women in particular, but you know why some people don't want to admit, you know, that they're wrong. You know what I mean? So like
very much,
you know, like and what he was saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep, that's very true. I agree. That humble doesn't mean weak. You know, a lot of people assume, just like how Nick was saying, people assume submission is like bowing down. Like being humble doesn't mean that you're weak. It just means that you're able to acknowledge the fault. You're able to acknowledge you know, the downfall or whatever, and learn from the lesson and keep going. You're not above reproach. You're not, you know, just being able, you're not above the fact that you don't know anything, that you don't know anything. You can say, hey, you know, I don't know, or I did this wrong, or this was the wrong decision. And you're able to acknowledge that and keep moving forward.
That's true.
But that's, did you color your hair?
I did.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Thanks.
all this evening, I've been sitting here like, is her hair lighter?
Yeah, it is.
But you usually have it pulled back.
Yeah, but I just lightened it about right before my birthday, so about a week ago.
Okay.
I'm going lighter.
Girl,
I have to do it
love, lady love.
Like that.
So love each other. I love it. We need to go up there.
We need this.
But yeah, I feel like, you know, we need to actively. This may sound like a circle comment, but it is true. We kind of need to stop learning the hard way by learning the lesson the first time.
Yeah.
But learning the hard way puts us in a situation where we have to say, let me learn it the first time. So it's like, do you stop yourself from having to learn it the hard way to learn it the right way the first time? So it's like you kind of need both.
Yeah.
You kind of need one for the other.
But sometimes that one fuck up is kind of necessary, in my opinion.
Yeah, I tell you, the hard lesson is the best lesson.
Now when you start doing the shit over and over again, expecting different results, I think, and it doesn't happen for everybody. Like after you fuck up the first time, but like I said, that textbook definition, the same, and expecting different results. You have to change your result. I mean, your approach. And some people are so set in their ways that they have the inability or the unwillingness to do those things. And that shows
that's
lack
just
of
how
growth.
they are.
Yeah, and that shows lack of growth. That's what we've been talking about all day. You can't grow. I consider myself a very teachable person. I'm always looking to learn every day. I'm not one of those people that think that they know it all. And I will pick people's fucking brain for shit all the fucking time because I always want to be. Everybody should be trying to learn something every day, or trying to find a new technique, or trying to, you know, just getting advice, you know, from someone on how they do things. in general. That's what I think anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think we are
very true.
We almost, I think we kind of hit this, but we're gonna bring this home, and I am going to say, yes, and that's simply because when your ideals and morals and all those stuff, when they aren't aligned anymore, you have no choice but to end that, because if you want to remain who you are, or who you become, who you've grown to be, you can't be chilling with somebody that ain't really growing with you. They don't have to be exactly like you, but they have to appreciate and acknowledge what you're doing in your journey and in your growth. I ain't saying you got to be exactly like me, but if you doing other shit over there that don't align with what I do, I can't fuck with you like that no more. And it ain't no love lost. You just over there, and I'm over here.
Mm-hmm.
What y'all got for me? Who want to go first?
Yeah, I agree. Let me tell you something. It was a time when Coco Lynette in the group, when she outgrew me. We have been friends since 1984, but there was a time when she had to pull back from me, because my ass was stagnant. I wasn't about shit, and so she pulled back from me. She didn't say anything, but I could feel it, and then, when I caught up, then it was like, all right, I can fuck with you again, because you getting on the level, you know what I mean? You striving. And you what am I trying to say?
Why you
sometimes when you can outgrow people in your circle. I have outgrown people. People have outgrown me.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what I really would like to know. I really would like to know if somebody was to say that, they outgrew me. That was dope. That was dope. A lot of people aren't going to
admit it.
Self-reflect, self-assess, and say those things that you just said, Nick. A lot of people aren't going to. But man, yeah, that was heavy.
You knew me. I wasn't really about shit. Wasn't really thinking about going nowhere, doing nothing. I just wasn't there yet.
And sometimes when you what I've learned with friendships too is they really the right friendship can catapult you forward, keep you where you are, or hold you back. And I've also read that friendship breakups are sometimes more hurtful than romantic breakups.
100%.
Especially because with romantic relationships, you have the friendship plus the physical intimacy part of it, right? But with a regular friendship, you have everything else. Only thing that's missing is that physical intimate part, unless you lay with your friends, but that's a whole nother podcast. But just ultimately your friendships usually consist of everything else. So when you lose a friend that you've had for a very long time, you do feel that. You feel that emptiness. You feel that absence. And sometimes that friendship breakup could hurt more than a lover leaving you or anything like that, because there's a different type of investment there. You can definitely outgrow people in your circle, and a lot of that has to deal with the other person sometimes, not necessarily you. Even if you are staying still where you are and the friendships around you are growing, they can just kind of leave you behind and not even realize it. And you don't want to catch up, or you're just not as fast as they are. And sometimes you have to assess what you want out of your friendships, just like you would assess what you want out of a mate. Because people always say, if you are the smartest person in the room, that's a problem, right? You're supposed to always want to learn from your friends.
Right.
Jay-Z said, if you rich and all your friends is broke, you broke.
Yeah.
you're not rich, right?
Yep.
You may think that you just, above your friends because all of them are broke and you got the money. But if everybody around you is broke and you the only one that got the money, then you are broke too.
And you see, Cuzzo.
Well, you know what? Well, I'm sorry. What like what catapulted me, as the word you use, me forward. I saw her fucking resume or whatever on LinkedIn. I was like, yo, what the fuck do this bitch do? It was some title I had never seen before. I was like, yo, okay, and it was very inspirational. So yeah, and to me, that's part of what friendships are supposed to do.
I was just about to say that, Nick. Aren't our circles supposed to contain people that are like, damn, I'm trying, because like you said, Rebecca, I would hate to be in a room full of motherfuckers that I've leveled up to the point where I'm way past them. I'd rather be in a group where iron sharpen iron, and we build and level it up together.
But sometimes I've noticed that people are very oppressive in their friendships. And what I mean is they expect everybody in their group to always be on their same level. People graduate in life at a different pace. I have a friend of mine, my best friend of almost 30 years, is a published author. I remember her book being just an idea. It took her 5 years to actually publish her first book. Right? So as a friend, I'm just like, most of my friends own their own business. I don't acquire to own my own business. I see what they go through and how they stress out. And I'm good on my.
Oh yeah, it ain't for everybody. I ain't got no problem.
Ain't for everybody.
Y'all, you can joke about how I gotta ask for a day off. I sure do, because what your ass is not gonna do is make me get my own business and stress like you're stressing. I'll just ask for my day off. Thank you. But a lot of them are like, you should own your own business. You should do this, and I'm just like, nah, I'm a clock in tomorrow. Nah, and it's not that I can, because I do believe that anything I really, really want to do, that is meant for me to do, that somehow God will arrange my life where I have no choice but to do it. So I don't worry about not meeting a goal, whether it's a goal that my friends have for me or a goal that I have for myself. If I am meant to achieve that goal, I will, no matter how much I try and fight it. So I just leave those stuff alone. I leave that up to God. I just don't bother with it. But a lot of the times we put oppressive requirements on our friends in regards to what they have to do to be my friend. Who are you?
And you know what? I see what you're saying, because I absolutely agree with you. And yeah, that ain't the way. But with me, it's all about values and the way you move. I can't be affiliated with you if your name is fucked up on some bullshit out here. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You got $2 or you got $20,000. But I can't be affiliated with you because I'm sorry, you are who you hang with.
Yeah, hold up. I'm agree with you, Stan. All right. I'm gonna say it's like you can't. Sometimes you got friends that's stagnant, right? And sometimes you don't want to sit there. Like I've been just like that too. It's like I've been guilty to a fault in terms of like early in life. It was like I had chances to do like a lot of the stuff, but it was like, no, my boys ain't here with me. Can't, I'm looking like, all right. But instead of being like, look, I need to elevate. And in certain, like in most roads to success, is going to be some people, just like you said, Stacks, earlier, like they're not going to be coming with you. They're not going to be coming with those steps. And there's some people you got to be like, you're outgrowing your circle. You're going to have to outgrow some people. And like, this is no shade to them, but you got to do what you got to do. Like, you just got to do what you got to do.
No, that's 100%.
You know what I hate, though? More often than not, you have a circle of friends that some of them, people that you know for a long time, but you kind of like, you doing your thing, you out there, then it's stagnant. But what I hate is the fact that you get those labels as, oh, this motherfucker doing this. she or he think he better. I loathe
It's weirdo stuff.
when people make that they think that they are better than everybody. To me,
Yeah.
that is a statement shrouded in insecurity.
Yep.
Yes.
They don't think they're better than everybody. You feel a way because you think they're better than you are.
Yep.
You feel that.
Yep.
That shit on them and switch it around.
Yep.
Give them props for doing their thing. It's easy to do that.
Real easy.
Too easy to do that. I love see motherfuckers out there doing their motherfucking thing. Motherfuckers that stayed in the army and they done leveled up and passed the rank that I was at when I got. Like, look here, man, I see you getting that money, man. You think it's just really this money, like paid in full, leveling up and shit like that, man. I love the fact that you still in there doing your thing, because I ain't doing that shit no more. But I do see what you're doing there, partner, and I'm feeling what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Congratulate them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Don't hate. Congratulate. Don't hate.
Exactly. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And we don't got that. I don't think a lot of people don't do that. I think it's so many people that we're trying to congratulate those people, and they you got some people to try to flip around like we're hating. It's like, no, I'm congratulating you. Like, and you know,
because a lot of the times you don't know what kind of leap. Yeah, what kind of leap that person had to take to be at that position. And although you don't really have to care, if that is your friend, then you're gonna understand their starting point to their ending point, right? And a true friend is not only gonna admire that they met their goal, but love the journey too. Like you see people fight for the ability to reach their goal through the stumbling blocks. A lot of people had so many dreams and aspirations before COVID, and COVID shut all of that down. And to still be able to meet certain goals, even if it was later than what they normally intended, but to be able to still meet a particular goal when so many things were stripped, and to still be able to meet that goal, that's a big thing. And for someone close to you to just shit on that is very hurtful. It's very hurtful. It's very hurtful because you're like, how are you mad that I met a goal? I succeeded. You're mad that I succeeded. I think that feeling is a dig. It is a personal, low down kind of hurt. Like, you mad I succeeded?
Well, and that's why collectively all of our goals and all of our levels aren't going to be the same. That's why I think that collectively we should just celebrate everybody's wins, and no matter how small or large they are, based on where you're sitting at. Celebrate your people's wins. That helps a whole lot of people when you simply say, "Yo, congratulations! I see you out there doing your thing. Do work." That does a lot for a whole lot of people out there. So if you see somebody said that's fucking 50 years old, yo, I got my GED today. Yo, I'm loving that post.
All right, I'm loving that. Yeah.
Congratulations, yo. That's what's up.
Yep.
I'm happy for you.
Yep.
When you say I'm happy for you and be genuine about that shit means the world to some people, yo.
Yep.
I saw a thing on Facebook. It said, I love people's pictures even if I don't like them, because I love that in that moment they was feeling themselves. I think that's a nice way to move.
Yeah.
You know.
Positivity.
You know what's funny though, and this is totally off topic. That man, I it's to the point now where I feel fucking self-conscious. Not loving somebody. Why did Facebook just they should just stick with the like button. I'm sorry. And the laughing button.
All right.
You got to damn hold the button down a little further for all the other little emojis. And people, y'all seen the motherfuckers that have screenshot a bunch of loves and that one like, oh, this motherfucker right here, hater. He the only one He the only one.
You know who you're talking about right now.
Yo,
he does that with them damn laughs.
Yeah, I know multiple people that do that shit, bro. I know multiple people that do that shit, and but for those who think they are better because they, you know what, TDB. The funny thing is that I always tell people I never did think that a degree was a mark of intelligence, because a lot of people really think that because they have a degree that they're intelligent. I mean, but I do have I have a little bullshit, associate's degree, something I accomplished while I was in the Army. Mm-hmm. But a degree, fortunately, I work for a company where if you can do the job, they don't give a fuck. They got people that have GEDs that have made it to the level of, divisional vice president and shit like that based on work or whatever. So it all depends on, I mean, you got some really educated motherfuckers who just sorry and lazy. I mean, they can stick a degree up there and shit like that, but I mean, you do get paid more, in most cases if you have a degree. So I mean, I do feel you. You got some people that will look at you and be like, "Well, you have a degree, and I don't. Like, you have no fucking common sense at all, and I do."
And I do. Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah, let's keep it all the way fucking 100. But as far as outgrowing people in your circle, did everybody go around the horn as far as everybody discussing that?
Yeah.
Now, of course, it can happen, and like I said, with me, it's not more so about you growing with me as far as the way we leveling up, as far as job and making money and shit like that. To me, it's more so character, and character matters. Character matters a great fucking deal to me. Mm-hmm. If you are my homeboy, let me give you an example. And somebody call me, like a mutual friend, or somebody call me and say, "Yo, you need to reel in your." I'm gonna give you an example. I don't want Nick to figure this out. I've had some of my homegirls that reach out to me. Yo, you need to talk to your homeboy and just let him know I don't rock like that. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I don't give a fuck, Nick. I'm not gonna say his name, but I'm putting him on blast. Like, he sent me, something unsolicited to my inbox, and you need to tell him to chill.
Why don't you?
And I'm like, dude, like, you really still that's your thing? You still doing that? Like, from when you was 20 or whatever? Mm-hmm. So, if somebody that is reaching out to me because we're mutual friends, and this is something that you're habitual at, if I keep getting these messages from people, I can't fuck with you no more, dude. It's that simple. I can't.
Yeah.
I simply cannot, guy. I'm sorry. You can do, and what you want me to do? I'm sorry. Like Jay-Z said, I can't rock with you if this shit is habitual. I'm getting multiple calls. Sending some shit unsolicited. I'm sorry. I can't fuck with you no more. Because you have no shame, sir, at this point.
Yeah.
We'll go a little deeper, but that's another part. What? A lot of people understand that I'm trying to tell you, if you grew up in the sandbox, like Nick said, and if I grew up with you from 84 and we rocked together for all this time, and you continuously do some fuck shit that don't align with my morals, I can't deal with you no more, dude. And the thing is, what we love to do, I'm not talking about we, but let's talk about pastors. Because we do have a segment in the population out there that if they rock with somebody, grow up with them in the sandbox, they don't give a fuck. They can fucking kill about 4 motherfuckers tomorrow and kill 4 more on Sunday. They still gonna rock with it. Rock. No. So, my question is, and this isn't one I have on the what do you say to those folks who do not hold the people in their circles accountable when they do fuck shit? I see it all the fucking time, but like I say, I don't say nothing, no. But I'll be like, damn, you rocking with that motherfucker after this?
Can't be with that.
What do you do when you see somebody that constantly give people passes? Because I'm going to tell you a short little story, right?
Mm-hmm.
People love playing victim.
Hold up. Nobody likes to be the villain.
Oh, absolutely. I ain't got no problem being it. So, there's this young lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. She posts all these pictures and shit like this on Facebook. Oh, beautiful. So she ended up indirectly bashing some dudes she previously dealt with. So you peel back the onion, right? And you find out what's real in this situation. You find out, and the thing is, when you are killing someone's name, be for damn sure you don't have no dirt out on there, because some people will scare you the fuck out. And by me saying this, I think Nick got an idea of what I'm talking about. So
she got that face like she know who you're talking about.
It was very easy.
They ain't saying nothing
to make themselves,
and now she laughing.
It was very easy for this individual to make herself the victim, because they had already put some shit out there about, I was done like this, but boy, the clap back be something else, bro. But y'all know it's three sides to a story: one person's side, other person's side, and the truth. More often than not, people will rock with the side of the story from the person they deal with and think, "Oh man, that's fucked up. They shouldn't have done you like that." I ain't like that. I'm the type, you tell me some shit. Okay, so how y'all got there? What'd you do? So what ended up happening is this person really got put on blast in a public forum, and you had people was like, "Oh my God, this is wrong. Why would you do this? I don't understand why anybody would do this to somebody, blah, 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 blah." But when bits and pieces of the story started coming out, they'd be like, "Oh shit, okay." So the clapback was real on this. You know what? I ain't mad. I take back every fucking thing I said. So with that being said, if you about that life and you about to go out there and blast somebody about something they did, make sure that your side of the story is the correct side of the story, and nobody really can debunk and add to.
It's clean.
You know what I'm saying?
Clean.
So with just to keep everybody innocent. I want to know y'all take on what I know it's a little deep, a little colder, or whatever. What y'all think about it?
I'm with you.
I'm with you.
I'm with you.
Because it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. I can go out there and say, you know what? Becky did me wrong. Nick did me wrong. Tazon did me wrong. Motherfuckers that don't know y'all is gonna say, you know what? Fuck them motherfuckers, man.
Yeah.
Dax never said what the fuck I did to y'all for y'all to clap back at me, and that's what happened. People are so quick to jump on a fucking bandwagon of the wrong motherfucker instead of the motherfucker they should be really. You know what?
I know how it is, man.
I'm gonna wait till I get all the fucking details. I'm gonna wait, because this don't sound and they can know the motherfuckers, but they rocking with this motherfucker over here. That's what they're telling their side. They ain't did nothing. They did nothing.
That's like that Martin episode where he was like, "What are you, the pot corn, the kettle corn, the pot?" Right. But what happens is that's, again, the whole 2 hours we've been talking about it, is that lack of accountability and not being able to self-assess. That's the frail ego coming out. That's the lack of being told. You can't be told nothing, right? These are all the things that we mentioned in the past 2 hours. It's the same thing. Like, you have to be able to acknowledge the skeletons. Like what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? If you're the pot calling the kettle calling the pot. Nobody here is without fault. None of us have lived a life where we didn't do anything or anyone wrong. So we're all in that situation. It's just that some people feel that they are not accountable or cannot be told,
they're above the fray.
that they are above being told something or above reproach, or yeah, you did it to me, but it's just like, but the thing that you hate being done to you, you do to other people. So if you can't be told that, then you can't tell me that. Right? Because and that's the case, we both gonna just be willy-nilly with our wrongs, just walking down the street being wrong as hell. And we just gonna hold hands and skip to our damn loo. Because at that point, there's nothing else to be said.
Yep.
So you wrong and we wrong together. Like, come on.
Y'all just being two wrong people.
Two wrong ass people. Just
yep. And you cool. The person cool with it. Can't be with that person. Can't be with that type of people.
Is very funny.
Huh?
I said Stacks is very funny.
I'm very funny. hey, like they say Eddie Murphy wrong funny, but I'm not that funny because you know some of the shit I'm saying. You probably feel some of the shit I'm saying. You know a little bit about what the fuck I'm talking. But I digress. You know, I fucking digress like a motherfucker.
I feel you, cousin. I feel you,
cousin. I feel you on that though.
I feel you. I understand. It's tough.
I think this was a good one. I mean, it was kind of pieced together at the last minute because we got some of our.
This is a great topic.
Some of the team is out. I appreciate Nick and Tazon in particular. I appreciate
coming through.
Action real quick. They know he was really, really short tonight.
And right, remove bonnets and the speed of light.
Yeah, literally. I want to tell y'all, we was literally on the brink of canceling. But I'm absolutely glad we did not.
No, this is a great topic, great discussion.
It felt good, and I'm glad I got to talk to this. I'm glad we got to talk about this shit together. But before I wrap it up, I'm gonna go ahead and go around the horn. Nick, what are your parting shots, so to speak?
You know, you can lie to me. You can lie to the people at your job. You can lie to people at church. You can lie to the whole wide world, but you can't lie to yourself. And sooner or later, hopefully sooner than later, you're gonna have to look in the mirror and really take an assessment of yourself. Who am I? What do I believe in? So that you can be firm in yourself, because you can't be right with anybody else. You know, whether it's your crew, your man, your woman, you know, anybody else before it's with you. And so, like, you have to grow into yourself, and then, you know, and really make a plan for yourself. Know where you're going and what you want to do. You know what you are truly capable of, and then you can start assessing the people around you. Do we share the same values? You know, are they supportive? You know, are these people that I really want in my life? Is this person being a good friend? You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. So you have to start with yourself, then go out to the people that you surround yourself. You know, and then there it is.
I agree with that.
Yeah, true indeed.
Change the shit. I'm sorry, baby. Change the shit. When you are self-assessing, come up with a plan to get rid of the fuck shit. That's just how I am shit is so fucking dumb. You know, if you are a grown person, you should not be saying no dumb shit like that out of your face. Because what you are doing when you say some dumb shit like that, you are automatically stifling your growth. And nobody but a fucking loser is gonna want to hang around somebody that is going nowhere and is not growing. So
Bars.
if you want to stay in that same of mine, you know, and hang around a bunch of other losers, then you know you got it.
Bars.
Don DeMarco.
Exactly.
Tazon, what you got?
Look, I'm just piggybacking off of what Nick just said, and it's basically a combination of what Nick just said and what Becca said earlier: growth and accountability. Like, those are two main things that go together, and it's basically the crust of what's we've been talking about the whole night. Like, agree wholly with Nick just said in terms of, like, you got to take, like, accountability for yourself. Basically, like, you know, take like the necessary steps in terms of like who you want in your circle and so forth, and also like growth, because like once you get past a certain level in your life, you got to be like, all right, well, look, the assessment. Each time it's going to be an assessment. Is this for the people who I'm with? Are they still in that same boat? If they're not, gotta cut them off. Gotta be like, all right, look, there's no hate or anything, but it's like, look, I gotta let you leave because I can't grow if you're like a weed and you're just gonna keep pulling me down. You're just gonna keep pulling me down. I need somebody that's gonna help me grow. Like, and you have to just take accountability with that in terms of like, look, I need to check myself. And I need to check people around me too as well. Because like I said, I need people like friends that's going to cape for me and also that's going to criticize me.
Right.
And those two go hand in hand. You gotta just keep doing it. And also, this is all topic too. Look, we're almost at 1,000 people on this page.
Absolutely.
Almost 1,000 people on this page. Like, look, refer us. And also, look, just like we said before, what Stack said previously, go to our YouTube page. We check our comments. Like I said, it can go for a future discussion. Please go to our YouTube page. It's embedded in on our page. And this has been a great discussion. I'm glad I came on. Learned a lot from all y'all. Nick and Becca, thank y'all so much for the growth and accountability. That's for real. Y'all, thank you. And to you.
Hey, Montoria. That's who said good discussion right there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't she
Listen, what is it on? What is it on Twitter?
The Guys Podcast 2. Hold on, let me.
Yeah.
Let me go to Twitter real quick.
Baby girl with your pretty self.
Yeah, the Guys Podcast 2. Yep.
She is beautiful. Yes, she is. The Guys Podcast 2 at the Guys Podcast 2, I believe.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But we gotta add. She gotta be on the page. If not, I add you to the page. I thought I had. But Cuzzo, what you got for us?
So self-assessment is necessary. It's difficult, but it's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Only dead things don't grow. Mm-hmm. It is very possible to still be breathing and be dead.
Don DeMarco.
It's very possible, to live this life and think that you're just going to go scot-free until your last breath without accountability. The way that this world is you are going to meet your match at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And when that time happens, just sit down and take it, because at a certain age, you haven't given enough chances to better yourself. And if you choose not to better yourself, be prepared for the hard life that you are going to live. You are not in this world alone, right? So you're going to have to deal with people. And the majority of those that have issues with this do not work well with others. And life will make sure that they are alone for the rest of their life because of it. So just try and better yourself while you still have a chance. Before you lose everything and everyone.
Yes.
Well, check it out, y'all. This was a really good topic. I want to give a shout out to my little brother Brandon. He's kind of inspired me for some of the things on this topic. Me and that brother talk every day, and we have pulled each other coattails before. Yes, he's my little brother, but he's like, look, nah, bro, you need to do this instead of this. You need to put me and Bowhead to do. I do the same thing. I do the same thing with him, and that's what Iron Sharpen Iron says. You just can't be friends with motherfuckers and say Iron Sharpen Iron. Nah, it's two motherfuckers that make each other thorough. That's what Iron Sharpen. That's what Iron Sharpen Iron is. Other than that. Like I said, I learned a lot tonight. I mean, I really loved it. It's funny how this went from almost being canceled to growing some legs. That's where we had some really, really good conversation, and I appreciate you all for that. I got to say it again. I appreciate Tazon and Nick for springing into action with the quickness on less than in 30 minutes, an hour notice. I mean, like Nick was about to lay it down. We in our 40s. We going to bed at 9.
9 o'clock it's already
like,
late.
You know what, Stacks? You my homeboy, so I'm gonna go ahead and And I'm gonna go ahead and power through this. I really do appreciate you for coming through as you always. You've always done this. And the thing is, what people need to realize, me and Nick fall out before, but I got so much love for this one. We came back and we cool. But that's both. We have a mutual understanding.
He gonna tell me I don't usually accept friend requests when people delete me, but I'm gonna do it for you.
Yeah. I ain't lying. I'm like, damn, Nick, delete me. What the fuck did I do? But anyway, I digress. But yeah, let's go. Shout out to the squad in their absence. Shout out to Sean, shout out to Merv, shout out to Tina, shout out to the homie Mark. And we're gonna be right back at you on Sunday. TNT, Explosive Essentials. You got Tazon. Right back at y'all this Sunday at 8. And we come right back as we always do, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday as well. Man, I didn't even know we was in 2.5 hours in, but that's what it is when you're having fun, having a deep discussion. But I appreciate all y'all. Shout out to Facebook Live. Shout out to YouTube Live. Shout out to our wonderful viewers out there at 1 Mile High Radio. Thank y'all for fucking with us. Did y'all thorough? It's usually like 1,000 plus of y'all listening to us. Y'all need to jump on Facebook, see what the fuck we look like. But we do appreciate y'all. We do appreciate y'all listening. Shout out to all of our partners behind the scenes, silent partners and things of that nature. Shout out to Blackjack, Bobby Blackjack TV, Zingo, channel 199. Also the new channel we viewing on Zingo, Primetime Sports Wagering Network. Be kind to each other. It's too easy. And we will see you all right back here on Sunday at 8. Without further ado, I think we put a nice bow on this, and I'm gonna salute you, gentlemen and ladies, and y'all have a wonderful evening. And
be easy. Bye.